1, 2. Yeah. What's going on, mother lovers? We are back. Bitches and bitchettes worldwide. See, we don't discriminate. Bitches and bitchettes. Whoever you are. My name is MysDiggi. We are live right about now with some shit you might not never know nothing about. That's right, the podcast is back for all you mother lovers. Myself, MysDiggi, and my co-host, Dan DNA. What's going on? You good?
Good, yeah.
Yeah. Good, man, week. Good. And it's been a mad week. It's gone quick as usual.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
For me, I've been working every single day. So
You've been working every day?
I haven't had a day off for nearly 2 weeks. So.
Serious, right? You've been on it. On it like Sonic. Getting them rings. Grabbing them rings. Hey, give me my precious rings. That's right, we're back. Who's in the building so far? Shout out to Onk Barry O. What's going on? Black Einstein, yeah. Evening all.
Evening all.
Peter Lewis Kisser, what's going on, mother lover? Don Smithered, yo. Wednesday night again, for real. I'm looking forward to this one as well, but trust me, this is going to be a good one. Shout out to your mom. What's going on, your mom? We missed you last week. You know what I mean? Mr. Greed in the building, boy. Shout out to Ken F. Bless up. Yeah, man. It's been a bit of a mad week. I was in, what did I do? I did Born Lippy. Yep, finally got there, man. I got up to, I got close to, I should say, close to the Holy Owl.
Oh, right. How
yeah,
far
it wasn't
away was
literally
he, do you know,
on.
or?
Yeah, it's probably about just like, you could see it. You know what I mean? You could see it. So it's like probably about, maximum of 8 miles away from the Holy Owl. So I could breathe the same air as them at certain times. Put it that way, yeah.
You could breathe out breathe in what they were breathing out.
The monks, man. There's supposed to be a monastery there with monks and that making mead, So yeah, I never got to taste none of it, but it was a good show, man. Shout out to Don and all the crew down there at Born Lippy, man. Like, it was really good energy. Shout to what was it, Steg G and the Freestyle Master. They killed it. Imogen Sterling. The Jackal Trades as well. Like it was good energy, and you know what? It was really funny, man. And I'm sure like a lot of artists must be going through this at the moment, where people are just talking about how nervous they are now. And it's never really been like that. When you're doing gigs like quite regularly, it's not really about nerves anymore. It's more about anxious. You just want to get it right. You don't want to mess up anything. It's that sort of thing. And also, you just want to do it. You don't really want to just be hanging around forever waiting to do your show. You kind of just want to get it over and done with it in a way.
Chomping at the bit.
Whereas this, now it's back like as if you're in the beginnings again. Yeah. It's just like, oh, right, so this tune goes like, all right, I got to remember, shit, I can't even remember the second verse. What the fuck? That kind of... On the outside, it don't look like that.
No.
Like, no one really... Well, talking to people, I was like, right, everyone else is feeling it as well. Like, it's just that, that new is like the new nervous, you know what I mean? Fuck the new normal.
It's like your hole had closed up again.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like you need to pop your cherry.
Cherry again, yeah, that's it. You got cherry popping, boy. Everyone was out there popping their cherry again. They didn't even realize it, boy. Nervous as fuck. I was nervous out there. But now the show went really well. I got to meet a nice bunch of people as well, man, and hear some wicked talent out there. What people have got to say, it's a thing of like, I think a lot of people are seeing it at festivals, especially, you know what I mean, or at gigs. It's certain type of people are going. It's people that are just like, look, man, I've had enough of this shit. I need to get out. I don't really, you know what I mean? They're not that shook or they're not that scared to go out. So the conversations you're having are, for the most part, sort of like, it's back to normal again. You know what I mean? So hopefully things carry on the way they are.
Yeah.
And progress to be even better. Do you know what I mean? So that was fun, man. And it was good to, like, in the end, I did an hour. I managed to just push it and just like, let me just throw this and that. And bam, bam, bam. Wow. And, man, it was just fun. It was fun because, making sure that I was rehearsing and that, it felt worthwhile in there.
And so was it all was there music? Did you have music, or what was the setup? Did you do a lot of acapella
Yeah,
stuff,
in the
or
end,
what was the?
well, that's what happened in the end. I thought I was gonna go there and do like maybe half and half. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't sure.
You
of
brought
the,
your glasses and everything, and your flip flops. You brought your sandals because you thought he was going to be doing poetry.
yeah, I brought a little stool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought a little stool and some
grew the
incense
beard,
sticks and that. Yeah, some incense sticks.
Incense sticks.
Yeah, like an ankh. I wore an ankh. Like, got my beads out. You know what I mean? This is where the Jesus creepers and that. You know,
no socks, sandals.
Dry feet, just dry raggo, like I've been rolling through the desert and shit. Off, you know what I mean, to try and do my poem somewhere. Yeah, it's one of them ones. But yeah, so I ended up doing, what happened was, you know, because it was kind of like a few artists couldn't make it and whatnot. So it ended up being like, I could do a bunch of tunes. So I just scrambled, like, you know, got the tunes from what I had uploaded. And then, so I had some extra bits and bobs to do. And so I did that and then some acapellas and, you know, but it was good, man, just to get that, like, performance out as well. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like, yo, I needed that. I needed an hour for real. As opposed to so far it's been like half an hour here or a tune there, and that's just like
you need to warm up for warm up. Stretch the band. Yeah.
You want to tear out. That's what I say. You just want to at the end of it. You're like, yo. And even after that, I wasn't tear out. I was like, yo, I could do another hour probably, boy. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hopefully more to come, man. We're gonna do some housekeeping.
That's my job. That would...
Housekeeping. 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 Housekeeping.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious, man. Yeah, so we're gonna be in Bristol on September the 30th. Mother Lover's got to get down for that one.
Bristol. Hold on, I'm just seeing if I've got the slideshow thing for the gigs.
Oh, yeah. You know, these on this thing. You know what I mean?
That one is... Oh, where's your screen? Oh, sorry. It's me being a bit amateur.
It's all good. So, yeah, we're going to be down at Lost Horizon.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, there you
reel
go.
this off. Because we're going to be at Lost Horizon.
Yeah.
One sec. Yeah, Lost Horizon.
30th September.
That's going to be the 30th September with Wishmaster and Billy Wiz, as well as Alley Cat. It's from 8:30 till 1. And it's a brand new event space that's launched by the team behind Glastonbury's Shangri-La. So yeah, it's, you know, something different. And it's to do with like a sort of live broadcast as well. So I think people can watch it online as well as be there live. And yeah, that's going to be down at Lost Horizon, 1 to 3 Elton Street, St. Jude's. That's Bristol. So all my Bristol and surrounding mother lovers come through. Do you know what I mean? It's been a minute since I've been out there. Always have fun in Bristol. And I'm looking forward to have a bit more, you know what I mean? Before they proper lock us off, boy. Yo, we better get in ASAP. So go grab some tickets as well. Tickets are available from losthorizonlive.com. That's Lost Horizon on the 30th September. Myself, MysDiggi, live with my brother DJ Lock, Wishmaster, and Billy Wiz, as well as Alley Cat. Thursday night, bitches and bitchettes. And then also, we haven't got the flyer ready yet, but I can announce that I should be down at the Chip Shop. I'm going to be doing a live thing at the Chip Shop with the And What crew. And that should be, what is it, October the 7th. So yeah, put that in your diary as well. All my London and surrounding mother lovers. South, we're going to be South, you know what I mean? Chip Shop. I think I've only performed there like once probably, like maybe a verse or something like that. Yeah, so it's actually, you know, my cherry's getting popped there as well.
Wow.
In a way, getting to do a little live, you know what I mean? Something.
Old school, getting your cherry popped in a chip shop.
Left, right. Yeah, I never thought about it like that, boy. That'll be my first time as well. Hey, I waited a while for that to happen, man. Get my cherry popped in the chip shop. Greasy cherry pop. Greasy cherry pop, boy. Yeah. Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? Shout to Kenny Rebel. Yeah, man. If you lot could get down to Bristol, make sure, man, because it always goes off down there, man. Have a strong connection with the mother lovers over there. Definitely. It's been like that for a while as well. You know what I mean? Since the old low life days, back in the day, mate. You know what I mean? We did Bristol a bunch of times. Always smacked it up as well. Wicked crowd.
Yeah, Bristol's like a sort of another centre of England, if you know what I mean.
Definitely, man.
You go there and it's like a different crowd of people, and they have like their own setup,
culture.
There.
Yeah.
Even, do you remember like with the UK thing? There was this definite thing with Bristol. Is like you don't change your accent.
Yeah,
you just have your carrot cruncher accent.
Yeah.
Don't change it for anybody. I remember them being funny about people from Bristol changing to a London accent. They were all like, "Oh yeah, betrayed us.
Don't know
traitor.
about that. Yeah.
He's not a carrot cruncher anymore.
Yeah.
He thinks he's big from the big smoke and all that
Yeah,
stuff."
yeah, all right. People used to get
that.
like that,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's deep, man. Like, you never really think about how deep that whole sense of, you know, keeping it real goes when it comes to things like that as well. Because I don't, like, it's not like I've always noticed it, but then when you do, you're like, oh, right, yeah, I guess their accent is a little bit different from someone further south or someone further west, or, you know, like, I was hearing a lot of Scottish, because we're, you know, we're northeast, and it's right on the border, just before Scotland. And so there were guys coming down from further up north, as well as, you know, people from, you know what I mean, northeast.
There's not much further up north you can get from there, really.
To say you're going north.
From Berwick, where he was, yeah. It's pretty much like border that, you know, it's been Scotland and England have fought over that area.
Yeah. There's a lot of history there, right? Yeah, it's funny, man. I'm reading a book right now, actually, that goes into a lot of old English history, the origins of the Anglo-Saxons. Yeah, and it's stuff that you don't really think about. But yeah, it was fun up there, man. Definitely good to see a different side of the world that we don't really get to see often.
No.
And being that it's not even that far either.
No, I mean, you go through like 2 or 3 centres again to get up there, you know, so you're sort of like having to travel through Birmingham first, then through Manchester, you know, so you've got all these sort of, again, other places like Bristol, they're sort of like their own centre. People from Manchester, they would just, if you just put on a London accent, if you was like a singer or a rapper, they'd just be like, traitor.
Fucking traitor.
Yeah. And Birmingham,
don't even know if that's a Manc accent and all.
Good enough.
Fucking traitor. He's not boss, mate. I love accents though, man. To be honest, I love accents. There's so many different styles, like, you never really, you know, until you hear them, you just don't really focus on them like that. So you never really actually hear them. It's mad, man.
Peter Lewis Kisser, that true at Dan DNA? What are you asking? Is what true? Please
clarify.
Clarify.
Yeah, man. So speaking of Bristol, special guest for tonight is my brother Rez One from the Split Profits. I'm looking forward to catch up with this guy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with this guy because, I'll just see his, transformation, man. You know, he kind of took a little step back from the music stuff, obviously with all this going on, you know, and he just got into a world that I'm into as well. And we've never really got a chance to actually, catch up and chat about it and how he's been. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with him. He's been pretty outspoken here and there as well. Earlier, shout to Bad Habits as well, another guy that's their producer and DJ, and he's definitely, you know, he's had enough for a while, man. You know, it's good to see, like, not everybody was just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, thinking, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, what the hell's going on here?
I'd hope if you caught Bad Habits, you know, you're aware of germ theory not being necessarily true. You know,
Yeah.
one of your bad habits is you might pick your nose and eat it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's very true, man. Shout out to Peter Lewis Kisser. He says soft, sandy drinking Southerners. It's true, boy. Southern softies. They call us Southern softies, yeah? Ah, you fucking Southern softy. With your fucking turn-ups and your fucking loafters. Yeah. It's true, though, boy.
You people are educated, Peter Lewis Kisser saying. You people.
It's hard, man.
Who's you people?
Like, the segregation
you're
that
our
happens.
people as well.
Yeah, the segregation that happens just because of territory and area and culture and
postcode.
Postcodes, fam. Yeah, it's like it's the same shit, innit? I switched to postcodes. Like, yeah, wait, let me see that letter, fam. Let me see that letter that you got addressed to you. Hold on. No, wait. Let me see.
2 forms of
Show
ID.
me the postcode, though. Show me the postcode, fam. Show me the postcode. Oh, that's Northwest 6, fam. You said you was Northwest. You know, like,
we did used to have it when we was little in terms of like the I mean the thing is people in England have never even got on with people from the next town along. So like when I grew up, you didn't really go to Brentford because people from Brentford.
Well, them Brentford man,
they were dodgy people.
Yeah,
I knew people from Brentford later on, but at the time you didn't really, you know. And then
them Brentford
you
man.
would go to Acton for the same reason. People in Acton had a certain way about them, or Ealing.
How did that get about that they had that certain way?
They could smell that you weren't from Acton, because Acton back in back when we was younger, every area had its own way of dressing even.
Yeah.
So like people from Acton dressed a certain way. They all
tribal.
They all wore a certain tracksuit style, and like back when people only just started wearing the leather like wallet thing, like around your neck. People used to wear like a shoulder thing with like a wallet bit in it. Put your
like
money
a man
in.
bag.
No, it weren't. It weren't like it was sort of like that, but it was like tight to the.
Was it proto man bag?
It was at the same time as probably late 80s, I'd say, yeah.
Proto man bag, boy.
But there was a shopping...
Crow man bag.
There was a shop in Acton that people used to go to get Hanes tracksuits. And so everybody used to wear Hanes tracksuits in Acton. And it was like a sports shop. And then Fulham, you'd go to Fulham, it'd be people dressed completely different in Fulham.
It'd be like...
again.
So that was sort of like the days with Champion, like when Champion was early days.
Yeah.
And all that sort of, and then wearing a certain type of Reeboks or... Yeah, I guess, and that was everything. And so they'd know...
wore certain trainers as well, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad, man.
You'd see someone come from a different town, you'd think they look out of place because they didn't have... Because we still had loads of shops that you could go to back then that were local shops that everyone could go and... Sometimes you could take stolen goods to those shops and exchange them for clothing.
Yeah, more just made me think. Is it a thing that, and it had zips and all that?
Yeah.
Was it, and it was like, it's a few pockets and whatnot. Yeah, proto man bag, boy. Fuck, Yeah, think about it like that, innit?
Dodgy people wore it.
Yeah. That's the parents of the youths now that spray paint their pants on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They must be looking at their kids and thinking,
wow, you look
really
amazing.
Baggy tracksuits.
No, they're like, wow, you look amazing. You really kept up with the times, man. You know what I mean? Some tight house pants, boy.
Naff me up. Spliffy jeans. C17. Do you remember when C17 was really big? Big British Knights were big at one point.
C17. I remember
C17 jeans. C17 was like a French jean company that was just big for like 2 years or something. And then
was that like the Chippy and Naff days and all that?
Chippy,
Naff Chippy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's taking
it was like a period of time.
Boy, British
and there was only
and
certain areas that was like that.
You reckon?
Yeah,
it wasn't
everywhere. No, it went everywhere. We used to.
But how come everyone knew about it then?
I don't know. We had certain people used to come into our town and you'd go, they're not from here because they're wearing
naff.
Yeah, you could see we didn't know where to get that stuff when we was younger. We lived in a little out of London town.
Yeah.
But people who came from London, you could go, he's from London.
Yeah. Nah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they knew. Because there's a different way of dressing.
Yeah, and then they would probably try and rob you as well. So it's like they're definitely from London.
That shit's messed up, isn't it?
It weren't much. It was only for 50p or something, or it weren't really as bad. It weren't bad back then.
Shout out to Gleam.
Getting robbed back then.
Yeah, getting robbed back then was cool, innit? Shout out to Gleam. Yeah, man. It's kind of funny, man. Shout out to Mixomatosis in the building. It's kind of funny, like, that whole thing, because I remember back in the day that people would jack man for, like, their trainers and shit.
Yeah.
They would actually take their gums, right, that bracket, bruv, that jacket. Yeah, let me see that jacket. Like, let me see it. And then try it on. Where did you get it? Like all that shit. Like, right, can I try it on? That type of shit. And then they're never getting it back. You're like, right, bruv. Gums. Like, you're taking that home now and that's yours. Then that was like, yo, right, you jacked him for his jacket. Now you'd be like, bruv, really? You couldn't just go and buy your own jacket? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, what type of shit was that? Like, I mean, youths must do that now still. They might, but yeah, then that was like man in there 18, 19, you're overaged back then. That was like, right, you're a bit old to be doing that type of shit. And then let's go over with you, jacket. Where'd you get that jacket from? Like Marjorie asked, where'd you get that jacket from? Oh, no, Keith lent it to me, innit? Like, that's how much of a bad man.
Yeah. They had them on sale somewhere today. Yeah,
that is some weird shit, man.
We've got everyone's talking about their clothes here. Yeah.
What, the old school clothes?
Yeah, red suede champion trainers, Fila Cobras.
Wow.
Do you remember when Fila first started doing trainers? Yeah. Townies versus skaters in the 90s, round my way. That's Don Smithered.
Yeah, Filas, man.
Peter Lewis Kisser, Duquesne Road, Acton was my address for a short time.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. That's hilarious. I was born in Hammersmith Hospital, but I don't think it was, I think it was when it was actually in Hammersmith, not, now it's like Duquesne Road, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on. That's Peter Lewis Kisser said that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, he was in West. Man was in West, and man didn't show my man was in West, though, yeah?
Troop trainers.
Troop trainers, yeah, Jesus. That reminds me of Joe Blogg's jeans. Do you remember the jeans where it had like the pants? It looked like it's like there was a cutout bit, but the on the back
leather chaps. You on about?
And they were jeans, but then they were like cutout bit on the back. Yeah, that's yeah. I fucked up there. That actually did sound like that's not what I want about. And it was like. It was like coloured, so it'd be like, red.
Yeah.
Around you know what I mean? Red. What the fuck do they have to pick red for, man? It might have been green.
Yeah,
but them jeans, it's like, bruv, they used to be cool. It's like, yo, people would wear that shit and it was like, it looked cool. It's like, what the fuck was going on then, man? Where it looks like you got like a fake pair of shorts kind of sewed onto the back of your jeans. What was that?
That was the beginning of it.
Yo.
Now it's just people with rips in there, do like designer tears in their jeans.
Yeah, the designer tears thing is a bit mad. Some of the shit is just like, it's fair enough if you got one or two little strips where it's like, oh yeah, they're worn out. I've worn them for so long that my knees are. But when it looks like you just been attacked by like all types of rodents.
Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine, Tasmanian devil,
Wolverine survivor jeans.
Porcupines just come run up there rolling around. Like, nah, that shit looks stupid. Some of it just looks ridiculous. Like, you're not meant to wear them jeans anymore. Like, they're dead. Like, they're dead. They're not jeans anymore. Like, they're not wearable. But what the fuck, man? I don't know where they're going with that.
But Barrio's just mentioned the Dat Kid album launch, Attic Bar, Bristol, 23rd of September.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, shout that out.
Yeah, see, another Bristol one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is what I'm loving about. Exactly, we can do that as well. Is like, if there are any releases or whatnot, I'm thinking of, I'll chat to you off air about it, but I'm thinking of speaking to someone and getting like updates on stuff that's out as well during that week. Like,
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because that'll be another thing that you know, we can keep circulating is letting people know what's out, what's coming up, who's got gigs where, whatnot. So people know, you know what I mean? Joe Blogs, boy. Yeah, them Joe Blogs jeans. Jesus. They were trouble as well, innit?
Yeah.
The little gollywog looking dude and that. He looked like blackface. You know, like the minstrel mask.
Was that, that's not Spliffy you're on about, is it?
Yeah, Spliffy, that was it. Yeah, Jesus. And his name was Spliffy.
Peter Lewis Kisser, I see man walk out Elaborate Grove in socks.
Yeah, see it there?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Socks.
Man used to get jacked for their garment for shit they had on. It wasn't like just, you know, the jewelry thing. Yeah, man, see the chaps, see the chain or whatever, ring. That's bling, yeah, that's all shiny and that. But where it's like, yo, right, them jeans fit all right on you, bruv. Like, right, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on there, man? Like, what were people thinking? Like, yo, you're putting on the next man's trainers and that. And then what do you do with your... Yo, yeah, that shit's funny, man. People were getting jacked for their garms, bruv. Like, what the hell? It's nuts, man.
Gleam saying now it's £1,200 phones. Yeah, that's it. That's true.
Is it?
That's what it is.
The people still jacking phones and that, yeah. I guess so, yeah, for real. If you
just use up the credit, just like make loads of phone calls for like 2 hours, use up all their £10.
Stream your brethren's, like make a playlist, Spotify playlist with your brethren's album in it.
Sign up to Spotify so you can get someone's phone.
That's what people do now, boy.
Get the code off of them, subscribe to loads of stuff.
I remember there was this story about this crew. I think they were from kind of Wolves side, like Wolverhampton side. Someone might know this story, yeah. And they were like using credit cards and that. Well, allegedly, yeah, using credit cards to buy their albums. I think it was from iTunes or something like that, or one of them sort of, you know, them digital sites. But like they were using, and so they were like really high selling artists and that. But something had happened, I think, where the company had sort of clocked on to the fact that they kept using accounts that would end up being, you know, they're like, oh, my card's been stolen, sort of thing. Like it was happening too much. You know, that's how much they were spending on themselves, and then they got bagged.
What? And this was this was
years ago.
Yeah, I do remember this.
You remember? Yeah. It was years ago, but I was like, yo, how fucking greedy did you need to get, man?
Yeah, I can't remember who that was. It was. I don't know if they was like a known crew. I think it was just some sort of wannabe, you know, bad boy entertainment.
Yeah.
I
think
you're right, Wolverhampton.
It was somewhere like Wolves, or it might have been, you know, but I remember it being sort of like area that, you know, we're like, oh, okay, that kind of sounds like they might do some shit like that. You know what I mean? Yo, people, I mean, you know, things people do, man. And make it as an artist. They could, I mean, what else would you have done, really? You know? And I also wonder, like, how many times can you buy your own shit as well? Like, from how, you know, if you're using some fake credit card and that, like, how many times can you buy an album? Someone try it out. See.
Who sells credit cards out there?
Yeah, man, that'd be interesting still.
Do people still? I think people now they have their machines now, don't they? They walk past people and.
What, the tap machine?
Yeah, tap machine.
Yeah, bro. See, I'm not in none of that, bro.
No, but that's apparently what people are doing.
Nah, I don't touch them tap machine. I said to them, yeah, bro, I don't want a card with I don't want that shit, man.
No.
That's asking for trouble, boy.
What, you don't have a...
touch?
No.
Nah. You can write a letter to them.
What, and just say, I just want it no touch?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't require that. Do not require, my friend. Yeah, is anyone losing frames? I think I might have been losing frames as well.
300.
Shout out to Mr. Green.
$300,000 in total. They collected in royalties from buying their own music with stolen credit cards. 9-member British gang The gang made up of 6 men and 3 women, including 1 DJ. They negotiated a 40% commission for themselves before using stolen credit cards to purchase $750,000 worth of their music.
$750,000 worth.
British police stated, "We will not know why they did what they did until we have conducted all the interviews." Well, I think it's pretty fucking obvious why they did it. Which confirms my suspicion that there is no crime and possibly not even formal currency in England. What? The scheme managed to inflate their almost certainly fragile musical egos. Don't talk about us like that. And net a pretty penny at the same time, and the British police won't know why they did it until they ask them. Doesn't say who they are, though.
They're saying that the, I think the stream's buffering.
Doesn't look like I'm having any problems there.
How's it coming out, you lot? Because if we have to, yeah, man, reboot before Res 1 comes on, otherwise it'll be.
Yeah.
Awkward as fuck, talking the stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. It just looks.
Is it
like
better now?
No, it looks like it's.
The sound is fine. Shout out to Ken F.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is like a circle on the actual YouTube.
Yeah, the satanic circle.
Yeah.
Father Time, Chronos stops time. That's like,
yeah, it's weird. Don't know why.
That's hilarious. They make sure it's a circle, boy. They made sure it's the rings. Yeah, sound is okay, but the picture ain't moving much. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening to me as well. I wonder if YouTube's on one. Or, yeah. This might be one of them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Gremlins.
I'm not sending. I'm sending the stream out, and it's only. I'm not actually sending much out, so it's not really like we're. Encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings. Okay, let me have a look into this. Just keep. Occupied.
All right then. Sorry about that, mother lovers. You know how it goes sometimes when we're doing this live and off the cusp. It can often, befuddle us what goes on behind the curtain. No one knows what really goes on behind the curtain, but there's some way to find out. There's always a way, mother lovers. So the sound is all right, but yeah, it looks like, because I'm getting the same thing actually when I pulled up the screen. It's on some buffering thing, you know them way there. So yeah, we might have to reboot and then come back on the other side before we get Res 1 on, otherwise that's going to be messy. Yeah, is it happening? Okay, Don Smith had said the same as well, picture frozen, all right.
Just turn a few things down.
We're going to turn a few things down. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, refresh for real. Some shit we might not never know nothing about, see? These things can happen, man. I want to give a shout out to all of you lot, man, that are locked in with us every week as well, all the crew. You know who your names are. I was chatting to someone the other day. Oh, yeah. When I was at the Born Lippy event, and they were asking about the food bar stuff. And, he said, "Oh, are you not on food bar anymore? And I was like, nah. I goes, Rad, I don't think it's been like 3 years or something. It might even... When did I did the ayahuasca in 2018. So, 2018, yeah, that's 3 years, man. It's coming up to 3 years very soon. So that's how long we ain't been on there. But already, I know that I'm smashing. I'm already, it's not like the numbers are crazy, but I know that I'm already smashing what we did on Food Bar with the actual show, because they wouldn't even tell us, you know what I mean, what the listenership was.
Right.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? Like, the main thing is with this, obviously, we want to build it more and more. We're going to get the studio set up in a way where it's going to be, this is the standard, everything's going to be set a certain way as well. because D's just, he's one of them wizards that likes to get things in the perfect order, perfect place. And so there's some new bits and bobs of equipment that are going to be popping up, and he's going to need to configure the jugglings. You know what I mean? That's some shit you might not never know nothing about when people configure the jugglings. Yeah, once we do that, man, we'll start going off. Obviously, there'll be space here for people that might want to rent a room for a couple of hours here and there to do their own podcasts and whatnot. So, yeah, man, as soon as we start getting that in order, we'll let you mother lovers know. So we're still freezing.
Yeah.
Man said it looked like I was blowing a kiss. That's hilarious. All right, so do you reckon we should reboot and then...
Yeah, probably.
All right, you lot, we're going to reboot the stream. We'll probably come back on another stream now because obviously, you know what I mean? I don't want to be getting someone on and it's not working. That would be ridiculous.
What's that seem like now? It looks like, to me, that looks like it's working again properly.
Yeah? Hold on, let me get it live.
Yeah.
The thing is... Right, I put it to 720 now. Yeah, it looks like it's smoother now.
Yeah.
How's that doing now? Gremlins. Yeah, shout to Gleam. He's disappointed. You know what, brother? I'd have loved to have you back on, but, that's how it went, man. There's some stuff, obviously, I can't really talk about because they made sure of that. But basically, there weren't enough people listening to the actual show. You know what I mean? I can say for sure the open mic thing and the stuff that they put on the YouTube was what we could see and what, they couldn't really not tell us what the viewership was. So we could see that was doing well. But, really for our audience as well, YouTube would be the place to check that stuff, man. You're not looking to click onto this thing, then click here. When we first got on there was a thing where it looked like you had to buy the episode. It was like they had a basket that you know what I mean? All this, and it's like, our people weren't really, they just want to click and listen, man, not all of this stuff. So I couldn't really blame people for not clicking through and, you got to go to some external site just to listen to this thing, whereas everybody else has got their shit on YouTube. For all to listen to, they could have just kept it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, these things happen, man. All right, so is the picture back proper then? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're
good now. If I do this, look. Yeah. All right, let's hit up Rez and see where he's at.
It looks like it's dropped the call. Yeah, so I'm just going to call him back now. See whether he's there. Maybe that's why the picture went all right.
Oh, is it?
Hey.
Yes.
Yo.
There we go. Yeah, man. We had a little.
You up on the screen. Hold on.
Good, am I?
Yeah, man. All right.
How is it?
Yeah. Can hear you well. You hear us good?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you guys.
Bless. Yes, man. What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you on some shit you might not never know nothing about. Yeah, boy. My brother Rez One, Split Profits in the building. What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling, man.
Hit the clap.
How you doing?
Yes, man. We're all good, man. We're all good. We had there was a little worry there, a little hiccup with the visuals, so we had to make sure we sorted that out before getting you on. Otherwise, it would turn into a whole spaghetti junction, boy. What's going on, brother?
I'm all good. You guys are frozen though. Like it's my screen and your screen are like.
Dun, dun, dun. What on your side? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can hear you fine, so it's not a problem.
Okay, you'll have to just treat it like the old BBC News when they just used to have the still image of somebody there reporting.
Well, yeah, it seems to be up.
Live from some Werbergs in Bristol. What's good?
Yes, man. Nice. Yes, mother lover. Let's see some fire emojis in there for my brother Rez One. All right, so he's up. I see him up on the screen now, and it doesn't seem to be freezing, so I think it's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna out there on the broadcast.
Keep adjusting as we go.
Yes, man. Yeah, bruv. Good to catch up with you, man. Jeez. A whole lot has changed since the last time I saw you, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what a world that we live in now, man. What a
Yeah.
wild time.
What it's become, innit? It's hilarious, man. I mean, obviously it's serious in one way, but it's just the amount of separation that's been happening off the back of it in places that you wouldn't expect. It's been, I've just been like, what? Wow, people, they just don't
Yeah.
see the world the same at all, man.
Well, even in like I feel like they've done it so smooth, and I say they, you know, I mean it's a broad term, but like the kind of the way that this has all been played out has been done
Oh, it's frozen.
so fucking smooth, man, that you've almost got to like, I almost got to take my hat off to how they've split us all up. Like you've got fucking within a family of people that might have always had the same political fucking sides or whatever, or the same football team, and then it's gone down the line to the point where like even families, like people that have agreed on stuff forever, you know what I mean, agreed on every other thing, and then now it's like, yeah, it's wild, man.
It's crazy, man. And you wouldn't think you wouldn't think that it would be something like this to cause that either, but it just kind of feels like there were different elements, like there are loads of different elements attached to why people react the way they do, or or even think the way they do as well, so it is tricky, man, but it's good to see people like yourself, you know what I mean, doing the right thing, man, and keeping yourself busy. I see, so basically you took a little step back from the music for a while, innit?
Yeah, kind of, man. I mean, I've been like working with people with Green Brick, you know what I mean, helping put other artists out and stuff, and just been taking, it's just family time, man, you know what I mean? I've taken a step back from the music, reevaluated, like, do you know what I mean? I'm fighting a lot, I'm training a lot for with the MMA and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get in on a healthy tip and trying to keep focused, and like, I mean, the music's still there. I'm still like, it's not gone away, you know how it is, but yeah, I've just been trying to work on myself, man. You know what I mean? It's different when you have a kid. You know, it's like everything kind of changes.
Yeah. The whole world. Yeah, congrats on that as well, man.
Yeah,
got the little res, boy. Yeah, man. So, all right. So you mentioned the Brick Records thing. Can you break that down for people who might never know nothing about that?
So, Green Brick Records was started by me and Bad Habits as a way to kind of use the platform that we've got through the music with Split Profits and what we've been doing over the past like 10 years to be able to put out other people.
Yeah, okay.
And to shine a light on some people that, like, say Mac Lloyd, for instance. Mac Lloyd isn't the kind of thing that his music isn't something that would be necessarily straight away associated with what I do. You know what I mean? It's not hip hop. It's like really soulful and bluesy, and I just want to be able to do, like, I don't know, have more different strings to the bow, do you know what I mean, and like help put out people that I think are dope. So we've got a compilation record coming out. I mean, I haven't really talked about this too much because we've been keeping it until we've got all the videos and
exclusive
stuff done,
hold that up to the
Brick Top Volume 1,
Brick,
which is a compilation of like tracks that came out last year and tracks that are unreleased. But yeah, it's good, man. It's good. Like, my foot's still in the door. It's never left. It's just other things are taking the forefront recently, man.
Yeah. And so, man, the MMA stuff now. now I'm heavy into that already. And
I know you did that track, right? You made what was the track called? You did?
What the wrap ups, the MMA wrap up things?
Yeah.
I just did them. Yeah.
That's it.
That was like, to be honest, that was like wanting to do a wrap up, but not wanting to do a wrap up. So I was like, fuck it, let me do an MMA wrap up, man. Let me do something that you know what I mean? Something that I'm into. But yeah, when I saw you started training, bruv, you told me like, yo, bruv, I started training MMA. I was like, what? What is it that made the switch? Like what? Yeah. Tell me, what was the story for you?
It's funny, right? Like, one of the things that really did it for me, and I've told this to a couple of people, but like, I've always been a bit of a scrapper, like you know what I mean? I've had my fair share of like run-ins with people, and I've always some people got that fire inside, man. I've always had a bit of a warrior fire inside me. But when I had Leon, my son, me and my missus were watching this drama, man. I don't know what it's called. Like you might know it, but it's like some English cop. This female copper goes out to Belfast to start following this murder case. And there's this guy who's basically going around, and it like follows, who's doing it the whole time, whatever, but he's this serial killer, and he goes and kills like loads of women and that. And there's this one scene in that, where like he goes into this house and like he's like about to kill this woman or whatever, and the brother runs in with like a bit of 2-before and just hits the dude across the back. And the guy just turns around and just fucking beats the shit, just kills him basically.
Wow.
And then when he's getting interviewed, they're like, so why did you kill the brother? Like, what was the need in that? And he was like, well, anyone who can't protect their family, when someone's like trying to kill them like that, like deserves to die.
Wow.
Something clicked in my head, and I was like, bro, you know what? Like, I can handle myself, But if you've been I've been doing MMA for 9 months now, If I had a scrap with someone who has no fighting experience, they haven't got a fucking chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a very small bit of experience will take you a long way.
Yeah, man.
And I think I was just like, right, I need to not be smoking. I need to be healthy. I need to not be on the party vibe. I need to just get focused and learn some shit. Because I'm 31 in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I want to be learning. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. You know what I mean? And if I can do all those things and learn how to fucking turn into a killer, like, cool.
That's heavy,
it's
man.
It's good fun, man. It's good fun.
Yeah, and it's good discipline as well, isn't it? Like, it humbles you in a way. You realize, like, wow, I did not know. I thought I knew how to fight. Like, the next minute you're getting flipped by some, like, dude half your size. You're like, what? Bruv, how did you do that, you know?
I've been choked out by, like, there's this one kid I roll with, like, he's, like, ranked in Britain, but he's 15, and he's choked me out countless times. 15-year-old kid, just bam, I'm there tapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really humbling, man. It's good. It's healthy.
Like, how I got into it was...
something you did as well. Did you get into it? Were you doing PJJ or...?
Yeah, I was doing everything. So I was doing boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. And
you're doing MMA, yeah.
Yeah. And but like the story of how I got into it, it's funny because Jargon, the other natural born spitter.
Yeah, Jargon's illish.
Yo, so with Jargon, like back in the day when I'm talking about, all right, for me, obviously, once I used to be into wrestling as a kid, but once I found out it wasn't real, I was like, oh, what? You know, I was like 10 or something and found out. I was like, right, it's not even real. And also, when I was about 14, I did kickboxing for like a year. But, so fast forward now, I'm with Jargon. This is like 98, 99 probably. And like, I'll be at his and we're writing, and he'd have on like the UFCs, like the early UFCs, the UFC like number 6 and, you know. And for people who, if you used to watch that shit back in the day, you'd like, it looked like, you know what I mean? It didn't look real because you'd see like a little dude, it would be like Hoist Gracie, some little guy, and he's wearing the gi, you know, like looking like he's in a karate suit or whatever. And then he'd take down this big dude. You know, like I think it might have been like Tank Abbott or something like that, but he was like kicking his legs, and then kicking his legs so much that he couldn't handle it. He's like, hopping and all that. And then the guy takes him down, and I was like, this ain't real, man. You know, I used to, because of the whole wrestling thing, I was like, this shit ain't real. Yeah, but we used to watch it. There was another guy called Troy Telligman, and he's got like one pectoral missing. He's all blenched, like proper like Dolph Lundgren looking, but he's got like a pectoral missing. So, you know, you just like a caved in. And you're like, what? You know, and he's beating people. And you're like, yo, man, this ain't real. And then fast forward now to about 2009, 2008 or 9. And I got a call from World TV, this guy, Mike. And he was like, bruv, would you be up for like walking in a fighter he's got an MMA fight and all that? I was like, what, walking him in, performing a tune? I was like, yeah, cool, all right then. Because I did a dub plate for him. So I was like, you know, it'd be something different. And it was like on, you know, whatever channel. It was on like Channel 5 or something like that, I think. And so, you know, I was backstage with them as the guy's getting ready. It's the first time I meet him. Shout out to Lee. He was a militant fighter as well. And I'm watching them get ready and all that. And I was like, oh, right, they look like they're really, you know, they're hitting the pads and You know, I was like, oh shit, this looks like, you know, it's proper fights or whatever. And it was only like I walked the guy out now, did the tune, walked the guy out, and then now we've got seats in front watching the fights and whatnot. Bruv, when I start seeing the blood, like, like that flying past me, I was like, yo! I was like, wow, they're really fighting. Like they say. And then from then, I was locked in. I was hooked. I was like, yo, this is for real. All right. Because in my household, we used to watch boxing. You know, we got family that were boxers and whatnot. So, you know, there was always a lot of like martial arts kind of in the background anyway. And then finally seeing something like that where you're like, right, these guys are really fighting. It's not like, you know what I mean? Boxing's cool, but it's just boxing. It's just, you know, it's quite limited compared to when you're using your other limbs. So, you know, for me, after a while, and obviously the style of boxing and nowadays, you know, it's not the same as it was like in the earlier days.
Yeah.
So that changed. But yeah, with MMA, the thing I love about it is that there's so many variables. Like you've got to keep your wits about you on so many levels. And like you said,
it's never ending. Like I was chatting with my coach.
Yeah, you're always learning.
Like, he's like, you'll never, because I've got my grading, because Paul Reed's doing grading in MMA. So it's like you white belt, then you do your grading, you get a blue rash guard. So it's not belts, it's rash guards.
Yeah, nice.
But it's like the blue belt, you're ready for an amateur fight. And purple belt would be like semi-pro or whatever. I mean, a pro fight, and then after. So, but he was like, you're never going to be like ready in your head because there's always a million other things you can learn. Like someone might be a really fucking good striker, a technical striker, but if you've got a really good ground game or like you can wrestle well, if you can get past those punches and take them down, it's like. So it's a never-ending.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's never-ending, man. That's why I love it.
That's the beautiful thing about it. Well. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you never stop, like you're saying, because it's never ending because there's always like some form of evolution as well in terms of the fight. You know, like you'll see some people that come in that are quite heavy on the wrestling, but then once they start learning, you know, about kicking or they start learning how to, you know, punch a lot better and whatnot, like things change because they're not scared to get thrown on the ground. If they throw a kick and someone gets them on the ground, they're not as bothered as, you know, someone else who only deals with just stand up and all that. So there's always these bits of evolution that keep going. And then you see different fighters as well, like say they're more, someone like Wonderboy Thompson, who's more of a stand-up guy, but he works really well, or he does his best anyway to stay standing, you know, to just like, okay, I'm going to focus on keeping myself standing as opposed to like trying to be a wrestler now or whatever.
Same with someone like Izzy as well, do you know what I mean? But Izzy's still got a pretty good ground game as well. Like I'm not sure what belt he is, but he's got a good ground. I don't know, man. It's a beautiful thing because it's like, it's humbling and you get humbled on a daily basis, and B, you're learning something that is a good skill set to have, and you're getting fit. So it's like a win-win for me, man. It's like just a pure fuck. I'm fully in love with it.
What's your favorite discipline out of the different?
Out of all that striking, wrestling.
Yeah.
I like striking. I mean, I like all of it, to be fair. The thing is I'm learning. So as I learn, sometimes I'll be more into like the jiu-jitsu. And I might start, we'll be working. We work everything all the time, but like, I like it all really, man. Like I came into it thinking I was a fairly competent striker and just got shown that I wasn't at all. You know what I mean? It's like, you walk into the gym the first time and it's like, yeah, I can throw a punch. It's like, nah.
Turn it over, mate. You got to turn your fists over, mate. And then, you know, you're like, right, okay.
You know what I mean? When it all starts coming together and when you start getting like the little things that you've been drilling over and over and over again, and then you're sparring.
Yeah.
And all these things come into your head without you having your coach shouting it or whatever. When that starts happening and it starts snowballing, for me anyway, I've found like that's when I get more and more into it. And I get further for the whole of like just wanting to do it and be at the gym all the time. But
when you start like dreaming about it, you're daydreaming about it and shit, you start thinking, oh right, if I do that then that's when you know you're locked in, man. And so do you watch it much?
I watch as much as I can, yeah. Like it's kind of hard to watch it live most of the time. I watched the Till fight the other night.
I missed it, so no spoil. I think I know already, but yeah, no spoilers still. Yeah.
What, the Till fight?
Yeah.
It's a wicked. The whole card was wicked, man, because it was like it's a real English heavy card. So you had Tom Aspinall, who's like a heavyweight, who's that guy is an absolute animal, man. Like, he's really big, and he's really fast and agile. So he's just interesting to watch.
And he's tough as well. He can take a lick.
Yeah.
Like he's
tough as fuck. And
yeah.
you know, one thing I really like about is fighters who come into it who are just chilled and humble.
Yeah.
The whole money talk and all that other shit, but for me, like, I just like when I've got my first fight on the 19th. Like,
oh, for real?
Well, it's a grade-in, but it's a fight. I've got a fight.
Yeah, amateur fight. Yeah.
Basically, yeah, kind of.
Jeez.
It's not a proper fight. We're doing a grade-in, but it's a fight.
Oh, it's a grading. So what? What for jiu-jitsu?
For MMA. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for real?
Doing grading.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a choice.
Interesting.
I could either do the grading, or we can fight for the blue belt. So I'm fighting another guy who's a white belt in MMA to get the blue belt. The winner takes the blue belt, the blue rash guard, basically.
So what are the how limited is it? Like no elbows?
And I don't think we can. We haven't got MMA gloves on. We've got 16 ounce or 12. I can't remember what, but boxing gloves. I think that's about it, really. Like,
no shin pads.
I don't think. That's a good point, actually. I haven't asked if we got shin pads or not. I'm pretty sure we'll have shin pads because
you should have, man. Because it's early days still. It's like
But I don't know
because they always want to.
I'm looking forward to it. I got matched up with the guy who I'm fighting literally just before we spoke. So
for real.
yeah.
That's an exclusive right there, boy. Hey, good luck with that, man. Serious ways. Yeah, shout to my boy Micah. He's got a fight tomorrow as well. He's doing a charity event for Grenfell. So we're all going to be down there in Clapham, man, cheering him on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good to see like people getting, like, you know, because it's a nerve-wracking thing, man. There's one thing performing on stage and whatnot, but that whole shit, when you're like even just going to spar, there's times when you're just like, rah, okay, yo, I don't want to get fucked up here. Let me, you know, even though you know it's sparring, but you know, you're still like, yo. Yeah. I don't, you know what I mean? I just got to make sure, like, head movement, like, keep my guard up.
Yeah, that's it, man. It is. I mean, you do get the butterflies. I think, like, when it comes to doing it on, like, an actual, like, an amateur fight, when there's a crowd and it's, like, proper. I mean, there's going to be a crowd at the gym. People are
yeah, brother. It's like.
But I think having the music and being able to, like, perform into, like, massive crowds and stuff is going to help.
Yeah.
And then also, I've had people, like, try and kill me. You know what I'm saying? On the street. Like, I've had mad run-ins where it's like, you haven't got a cage and there is no referee.
Wow, yeah.
There's nothing to stop it. It's just you. And, like, I nearly got killed in Berlin. Like, straight up, they were going to kill me. They're telling me they're going to kill me. Do you know what I mean? So
Wait. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm cool with getting in a cage and fighting someone with a ref.
Like, what happened in Berlin?
That could be the nerves, but what's that?
What happened in Berlin?
Whoa! So basically, sorry, I'll turn my phone off. I was out with an ex of mine, and we were at a bar, and we had a big fallout, and she basically fucked off back to the apartment. And I was like, oh, I'll come with you, right? And she was just like, fuck off to there. So I went back to the bar, carried on drinking for a bit. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't got a fucking clue where I am. I've got a rough idea of how to get back. But at this point, I was pretty pissed. And so I started walking back. And in Berlin, everyone is fucking nice, man. Like, you can go up to 90% of people and it'll be cool. Like, people were pointing me in the right direction, helping me out. And then I get to this kind of shifty neighborhood, and it's like in the middle of winter, so there's snow everywhere. It's cold as fuck. And I got to these two guys, and I'm like, one's pretty big, one's about a bit bigger than me, and one's about my size. And I was like, yo, how'd you get back to so-and-so Strasse or whatever, yeah? And you know the one, innit? The classic one. They come up, and one of them's like, boom, arm round you. And then the other guy, bam, tried to dip my pocket. And I was like, I fucking had this shit before, man. You're eating off a poor man's plate. Leave it out. Leave me. Do you know what I mean? I'm drunk. Like, allow it. And they were like, no, we're friends, da 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 da, and did the same thing again. And
Fucking
my
hell.
just immediate pissed up reaction just hit the big dude.
Yeah.
I lamped this guy, and he switched, man. And it was like in a big Arab neighborhood, and these two dudes were just like, right, we're gonna kill you, and they started chasing me down. And I'm there running, like pacing it. Every now and again, I turn around and fucking try and throw a couple of punches and slip something.
Jeez.
I was screaming. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like,
yeah, because you're on your jacks in Berlin.
Help, like running down the road, like these two guys, like, we're gonna fucking kill you. And I slipped round, like, run round this corner and just fucking slipped out in the snow. And these two guys, man, like, I got saved by about 4 or 5 kids who heard me shouting, maybe. And I'd woke up, and these guys had, like, they were kicking me unconscious for I don't know how long. They kicked me so hard, I ain't gonna lie. They kicked the bit of shit out of me. Like, that's how real it was, bro. These guys had to come and like lift me up off the ground there, like it was raggo. But that's one of a few experiences where like that's kind of happened. So I feel like getting in a cage and having like I like controlled violence. Now I've started training. There's no way I'd get in a street fight.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It disciplines you in a way.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, actually, that's probably not a good idea, man.
No, it's fucking stupid. Like I give thanks to whoever or whatever that me and some of my boys have all managed to get through to where we are, because we've been in some fucked up situations where like something could have happened to someone or one of us. You know what I mean? And like I'm glad that I've grown the fuck up and nothing did happen. You know what I mean?
Jeez, boy. Yeah, that's big, man.
You know how it is, mate.
Yeah. Nah, definitely, bruv, man. It's good to see the growth, bruv, man. Come on, it's been years as well. Yeah. See, I remember recording at yours with the dogs and that.
Yeah, it's mad, man. I think about that the other day, man.
Yeah, man. And it's weird because it doesn't feel, when you think about it, until you think about it, you're like, right, shit, that was 10 years ago now. Like over 10 years. But when you know, it still feels fresh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like we were saying, so many things have happened along the way. That's really good to hear that you made it through that, bruv, because boy, I see what you're saying about nearly dying there, because who the fuck knows what could have happened, you know what I mean? Like any kind of wrong, you could have slipped in a way that where you crack your head on the curb.
Well, they killed me in. If those dudes hadn't come and saved me, I wouldn't be here. Like if those guys hadn't heard me screaming for help,
for real,
I would be dead. Like for real, they were telling me, they were like, we're gonna kill you. Like,
you're
in our neighborhood. They were just running down the street like, we're gonna kill you. Like that's why I was so scared. I'll never forget it, man.
That's
Thinking about
crazy,
it now makes the hair on
bro.
the back of my neck stand up, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, have you ever run for your life? Yeah, I genuinely have run for my life.
Yeah. You know what it feels like, innit? And it's funny, man. We were talking about that a while ago as well. It's when you have those sort of experiences, man, they change you in a way that you can actually, you're a lot more calmer in hectic situations as well compared to others might be, and which helps you sort of, you know, work things out for yourself. It helps you think properly when you're not too jittery, and you know what I mean. That sort of thing matters.
I think you can apply it to like you saying it. Do you know what I mean? Like it disciplines you and it makes you calmer in situations. It also makes you calmer in like day-to-day situations. You know what I mean? Like things like, I don't know, the more experience you have with like, not say real life situations, because everything's a fucking real life situation. Do you know what I mean? Anything can be considered like this is real life, but
things that matter.
Those kind of life and death, like real on the edge situations, I don't know, it makes it easier to navigate just daily life, I think.
Yeah, exactly, because you realize what matters and what doesn't. You know, you start to focus more on the things that do matter. You know, when it's all said and done, like all the rest of it is just like, yo, that shit's it's just noise in my life. That just makes things more hectic. That's just shit that I could tell people I've done, but it doesn't really matter. You know, it doesn't really. You know, there's nothing there really. So what's the point? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like building, but you're not building anything solid. It's all hollow. Do you know what I mean? Like all these sort of hollow memories that you're making. In the end, what do they mean? Do you know what I mean? And obviously, that's not for everybody. Like some people may wanna pretend they're fucking James Bond or, do you know what I mean? Whoever the fuck they want to be. But the bottom line is, when it's all said and done, when you go to bed at night, who are you then? You know what I mean? Who are
Yeah,
you
it's
then,
just you
really?
going to bed, isn't it? That's not.
Yeah. Like, no one knows that the shit that you're really going through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you said the fight's coming up in a couple weeks, yeah?
Yeah, the 19th September is
19th
the grading.
September. Yeah, good luck
And
for
if I
that,
get
man.
if I win that, then
You get it
hopefully
grading.
early 2022 will be my first amateur fight.
Yeah. So you looking to go pro then, like
I
all the
mean,
way, or?
if I can, yeah. If time
Jeez.
permits and like if I can, like, because the thing is like with the music, the platform, I've already got a platform.
Mm-hmm.
So if I apply that, like, I'm obviously still going to be doing the music and stuff, but like if I can keep going and I don't get injured and I like it's all good, you know what I mean, and I can keep
Yeah.
training and it's all good with my partner and my kid and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If I can have a few amateur fights and I win them, you know what I mean, I've got potential to draw in a crowd because of the platform. You know what I mean? People are gonna want to see me get knocked out or knock someone out, innit? Like it's gonna be one or the other. Like, but I know that it's possible. It's doable, man.
Nah,
and
that's
I'd like
true.
to do it because it's just another fucking. It's more experience, man. It's more life experience.
Yeah. No, exactly, and it's something you want to do as well. You know, like a lot of people think that stuff is kind of crazy, like where people want to become like a professional fighter, but everyone's got their passion, man. People are into some weird ass shit. Some people just like, they're into hula hooping. Some people, what are they things called? Pois.
Fire poi.
Fire poi. You know what I mean?
What's a fire poi?
Poi, you know them people that swing them thing like it might be fire, and they're swinging it around like that. Yeah. I look like I knew what I was doing there when I was doing that.
Yeah, you look pretty legit, man.
He's done it before.
Yeah, I have tried it. I got to give it him as a present, actually. Like, yo, this is all right.
Diablo, Diablo things where you flick them up in the air.
Yeah, people into some weird ass shit.
Sack.
You know, hacky sacks, yo-yos. You know what I mean?
Yo-yo.
Yeah, for real, man. You see some of them youths, bruv. Some of the youths now, like I thought, you know what I mean? The Coca-Cola yo-yo challenge. Come on, bruv. Like, I could walk the dog. Like, I could walk the dog. I could rock the cradle. Do you know what I mean? I could walk the dog, then rock the cradle, bring it back. Like, man was in there still.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, now, for what? Now, the shit that they do now, you're like, bruv, come on, man. That ain't real. Like, you ain't really doing that with the yo-yo shit. So,
I haven't fucking seen yo-yo shit in a long time.
It's next shit. What's the other thing as well? Oh, skipping. Bruv, have you seen the speed skipping? Like the kids when they're doing like the speed skipping. Bruv, it's next level. If you could pull that up, bruv. Like speed, it's like extreme speed skipping. And they count. Bruv, you're just like, what? Like, when do you practice that? Like, how do you... Do you know what I mean? It's madness, man. But yeah, so the shit people get into is like, bruv, if someone wants to, like, you know, be a martial artist and actually get to compete as that, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's their choice. Do you know what I mean? It might not be for you, man. But I'm sure you're into weird shit, man.
Well, the thing is, one thing that people say to me, and like we'll joke about sometimes. Sometimes people will be like smoking a cigarette, like, man, fucked up, man. You're gonna get really hurt. Isn't that really bad for you? Like drinking a pint, like fat as fuck. It's like, mate, like, hold on a second, yeah. Like, why are you telling me this? Like, I could walk out my house tomorrow. I could not even walk out my house. My house could collapse on itself. Like a meteorite could hit Earth tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in living in like in fear or something that could happen.
Yeah.
And it's funny how people that are quite often unhealthy will tell me that it's a dangerous thing and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, what you're doing to yourself eating that fucking McDonald's is dangerous, man.
Yeah.
I say,
I mean,
it's
look,
just gonna kill you slower, like.
Yeah. Wow, these are the sort of things that I've been realizing throughout the years that I'm gonna look very carefully at who I'm taking my advice from, because I realize that I've been taking advice from certain people that are not really that healthy anyway. So it's like, I don't think I should be listening to you in the first place if you're still eating McDonald's and talking about KFC and it's like, oh, bruv, all right, cool. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We can still be friends. Like,
Stop giving me advice.
Yeah. It's just I won't take the advice, or any guidelines that you're trying to give me, because, boy, you know what I mean?
It's mad because, like, you've even got, so say with the vaccines now for kids, right? All the health officials said that they shouldn't be vaccinated.
Is it?
Kids should be vaccinated. And the government are like, yeah, cool. All right, we're still going to go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. It's well,
You know?
yeah. See, them sort of things, I feel like that's their way of telling you what you should, this is what you should be really doing. Like exactly how you said it. That's how people should hear it. But then there's just all this noise that, you know what I mean, just kind of smothers what you're really just meant to listen to and hear. And then it just turns into this whole confusion. Yeah, but but this, all this information that somebody's put together, and it's like, yeah, all right. But the bottom line is the people that, you know what I mean? Like the people that I should be listening to, I'm supposed to be listening to, who the professionals are saying, yo, we don't need to do this. So that's it. That's the bottom line. You ain't the people we're supposed to be listening to anyway. You know what I mean? I don't think any of them are really, but like you said.
And, well, you also got like conflicting sides of that narrative. So you've got healthcare professionals that are saying one thing but getting completely ignored because it doesn't fit the whole narrative. So you've got people that are PhDs and doctors and got doctorates and all sorts of shit in biology or chemistry or in vaccine or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And they'll be ignored if they're what they're saying doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's a tricky fucking. It's mad because it's all happened at the same time as Brexit as well. So it's like.
It's a coincidence.
For us, do you know what I mean? For like that's another reason why I took a backseat on the music, because like I was playing a lot of solo shows abroad in Europe. That was kind of my bread and butter, really. I was going to France a lot. I was going to Germany a lot, Austria, Switzerland, and that's just fucking gone. Do you know what I mean? And it's us as artists. It's like, when is that going to come back the same? I don't think we'll ever have the same. As what we had before, but
yeah. When you say that, you mean like it's not going to be as easy to go back and forth and whatnot, or
Yeah, just the whole. I mean, the shows are going to be the same, innit? Like, I'm sure people love music, whatever, and people are going to act the same at a show. You know what I mean? But there's something about the ease of it, the ease of being able to travel around Europe and do these shows without like having the fucking anyone on your back about tax or about visas and tests and fucking you got to be double jabbed. It's just like it's a hard one to see the end of, man. It's hard to see. It's hard for me to see the end of like this fucking tunnel that we're in at the moment. Yeah, and how it's going to pan out. You know.
What was did you from the beginning? Were you already like, okay, yeah, something's not right with this, or was there something that woke you up, like, and you was like, hold on a minute?
Very beginning, man. I was gloved up. I was like, fucking, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, in the house, just had a baby, and all of a sudden, it's like lockdown everywhere, and then it started just becoming apparent. I think it became pretty apparent pretty quick that like it's not what. From when there's a 28-day clause that states that it doesn't matter what you fucking die of, you could get hit by a car, but if you had COVID within 28 days, then it gets marked as a COVID death. That's all I need to know. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, that's all I need to know. Why would you need to inflate numbers like that? Yeah. That's never been done for influenza. It's never been done for fucking anything ever. Like smallpox and that. If you had smallpox, you died of smallpox. If you got hit by you know what I mean? Like it just. That's
when it got weird, isn't it?
There's no logic to that. You know what I mean? I just can't see why would you have a 28-day clause unless you were trying to inflate numbers. And also, like, just everything that's happened. It's been the biggest transfer of wealth since fucking you could march into a city with a load of fucking men on horseback, kill and pillage and rape and take everything. It's never been such a big transfer of wealth from the common man and woman to the rich elite, you know? And that's just fucking figures. That's no conspiracy or anything. That's just like you can look at data. It's easy to look at, you know? So I think the Great Reset and what they've been talking about in the World Economic Forum and people like that, they've been talking about this for years. Bill Gates has been talking about vaccination and population control and all sorts of shit for years, you know what I mean? And I'm no expert on any of it. You know, I'm not going to die on any fucking mountain saying this is like, I know exactly this or whatever. I know how I feel in myself, you know what I mean? And I know how I like my health and how I can control that as best as I can. But yeah, it's gutting, man. It's gutting. It's gutting to see what's happened. It gets me down to the point of just like, sometimes I got to switch off because it's like, how can everyone be so
Blind to it.
Blind, yeah, to what, in my opinion, I thought, even within like our scene, right, within UK hip hop, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's been certain people that are like firing shots at anyone speaking out or anyone saying anything.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's always done in a slightly underhanded way, and it's always a bit like, oh, no, no. But they're having little digs and stuff, and it's like, I thought this was about like letting people do what they want. You know what I mean? I thought it was like if you want to go get the vaccine and you want to like, and that's what you believe, that's fine, so long as I don't have to do what you necessarily believe, and I don't get guilt tripped into feeling your way. Why should I feel your way? So long as I'm not hurting no one, I'm not being prejudiced or fucking nasty or doing anything to harm anyone, then why the fuck can't I just live my life, you know?
Yeah, that's the part that really kind of made it messy, was like, oh wait, because before you'd heard about H1N1, you know, MERS or whatever, and it was always like, oh, over there, okay, oh, right, over there, you know, it was never like, and then, but this turned it into, like you're saying, right now I can't even do what I was normally doing. I was just traveling, same thing, going abroad, mainly into Europe, doing gigs, but all of a sudden that's locked off because of something that people are saying, or, you know what I mean, these things that people believe. And then as I'm searching and, you know, obviously, like you said, worried at first, but then after a while, you're like, okay, let me search for the other side of things apart from what they keep feeding me. And you start to see there's a lot of holes in what's going on. But then you feel like, wow, nobody else is really that bothered to even look at all of this. They, you know, whether they want to feel like, oh, they're paranoid if they do so, or maybe they're going to run into some type of news that they feel is a waste of time to look at because it's not real from the jump without even looking at it or whatever, then, you know, it's going to create this sort of thing where there are a bunch of people that are like, yo, you know what, this doesn't need to be happening the way it is happening. And then there's a bunch of people like, no, what are you talking about? It's better to be safe. Oh, just in case. And well, if you died, you know, all this stuff where you're like, bruv, you're regurgitating the same shit. I've read the same shit. I've looked at the same shit that you're regurgitating. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it might be a bit scary. It might be a bit like, oh, a bit real. Do you know what I mean? But this is who you've got to become, is the real you, man. Like, there ain't all of this pretending to be someone and, you know, having your persona and whatnot. That's all dead now. You're seeing what's happening to all these people that are personas and, you know, got people worshipping them. It's crazy, man.
It's also the echo chambers. That's something that's dangerous, is like the way that...
definitely.
Have you watched Coded Bias before? Have you seen Coded Bias?
Mm-mm.
It's have you seen it, Dan?
No, I don't think so, no.
What is it, a series?
It's a documentary basically about how algorithms are racist. So, like, because of what is already out there that's been input into computers or input into, like, our history and everything else.
Yeah.
Certain algorithms have become racist. So say if you're applying as like a single black mum or whatever, and you're applying to get a mortgage on a house, you would be less likely if it was based on, like, say it was done through a computer, like through it's hard for me to explain without like just fucking butchering what I'm trying to say. But watch Coded Bias, because computers and echo chambers, like the echo chamber of, like, I remember when Corbyn was running for prime minister or whatever,
Jeremy Corbyn.
And in Bristol, like, I had arguments with my uncle and shit. I was like, mate, he's got the whole youth on his side. Like, I was thinking that all the young people thought like I thought. Because anytime I went on Facebook or in my little fucking echo chamber, everyone that I was friends with and was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But regurgitated back to me, and I'm there thinking, oh yeah, this is cool. I completely forgot about half of England that don't think like that, or more than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's dangerous because we get caught up in these like little boxes of like comfort where everyone's telling you you're fucking right and no one questions each other. And then when you do question each other, it turns into fucking throwing insults or trying to cancel. People don't talk anymore. It's like you did this, so you should be let's cancel them. Like, what the fuck? Like, what happens to people getting better as people? You know what I mean? Someone improving themselves.
And it's trickier even in our world because, you know, like, obviously the music we grew up on, a lot of it was even, I wouldn't say a lot of it, but there was a key amount of music that was kind of warning about this other side of the world that might be lurking. Do you know what I mean? That seems to be showing their face a lot more now. So it's even weirder where certain people, I'm like, Rab, were you like even listening to the, you know what I mean? Like some of your favorite albums were talking about this stuff, but you lot just all of a sudden it's like, oh yes, you know, you're like, wow, it's a different world, man.
Yeah,
it's a different world.
It's like amnesia. Like I got COVID, yeah, and it was shit. I had it through the hottest week of the year, like a couple of, what was it, like a month or so back, couple months back, and it was shit. But like I didn't forget, like when I was a kid, and like I've had flus where I'm fucking hallucinating. My fever's so high. Like I got chest infections where I was fucked for, you know what I'm saying? I'm not downplaying it because everything's dangerous. But like, did everyone forget about having real bad flus, or like, has everyone forgotten about other things? Because it's like, I don't know, man. It seems like people have got this like world amnesia. We just forget about shit. We just get fed something new the next day, and it's like, boom, all right, that's it now, and everything in the past kind of gets forgotten about.
Yeah,
there's that someone said that people don't like, and they'll bring it up and then rehash it out and be like, oh, they said this in fucking 2005. Let's cancel them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's the only time that amnesia ain't around, innit?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary that as well, where it's like, what? So now you're just gonna search for. You're not even gonna try and recall anything off your head. It's just gonna be searching for stuff online now. Everything is online.
And some things I think we shouldn't forget about. There is some things like certain, like what politicians have said in the past, that like the shit that Boris Johnson said, that shouldn't be forgotten about. Like talking about watermelon smiles and letterboxes and shit like that. We shouldn't forget about things like that. That should be, but those people don't get cancelled. You see what I'm saying? It's like usually entertainers. Like fucking the stuff that Joe Biden said in the past. You know what I mean? He's the president of the United States. That guy said some off-key shady shit and been part of some off-key shady shit.
Yeah, he's even on camera done some shady shit, like all with the youths and that. There's like all montages of him, and then people will see it and they'll go, yeah, but at least he's not talking about sleeping with his daughter like Trump. Nah, he's not talking about it. He's actually doing it. He's doing it on the camera. What the fuck are you talking? Like, I'm just like, yo, people, we just see the world differently. You know, like you start to realize, like I've been getting heavy into star signs and whatnot, birth charts and that. And you start to realize like, wow, these things do correspond, like as above, so below. You know, there are certain people who just don't, maybe they're more of their signs are in the fire world, or, you know, so they're just not even about any balance, or they're just about chaos. And that's what's going on in their head. We don't see it. Like they might have that staunch face, but in their head is just chaos. And that's why they just can't see the world the same way that you do. You know, it's a different train of thought. And so of late, like for me, because like I was quite outspoken about this shit, you know, as soon as I found out last year. And, you know, I could tell like for some people, it was like kind of offensive to them that you're even speaking your mind. The sad thing is that it's the other way around for me. It's like, you know, I'm someone that's been injured off that shit. So when people are like ranting and raving about it, you know, I feel a bit offended. It's like, yo, you know, some people could end up with the same kind of accident I have, or even worse. So like, I think more mention it, man. Yo, it's your choice. Like, you know, let people do what they want to do, but don't let it like now spill over into somebody else's life where they're being hindered as well, which is what's happening. That's why it's so frustrating. But they don't see it like that, you know?
Yeah. Have you had like fallback, like fallout from being outspoken about it then?
Yeah, for sure, man. I got like, there was a couple things I was meant to be on that I got taken off, like from BBC, as well as like there were certain shows where they just all of a sudden were like, oh, we're not going to do now, blah, blah. You know, it's kind of an excuse, but I could tell like, oh, that's why.
You know why? Yeah.
Sainsbury's stopped following you on Twitter, didn't they?
Sainsbury's stopped giving me. They stopped following me, boy. I don't know. Probably, I don't know, but
I was kind of expecting that. But have you found like a backlash from people with like your closer friends and people within the scene that you've worked with?
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't say so much a backlash, but I can tell that they kind of steer clear from talking about that sort of stuff now with me. And I think you know, it's sad because I feel like some part of it is like denial. Is like, yo, if what you're saying is real, then yo, this whole world is fucked. My whole world is not what I thought it was. Do you know what I mean? And so they'd rather this like the red pill or the blue pill. Most of them are like, yo, I like this steak tastes good. Like, yeah, I've seen some of that and I kind of know what you're on about, but they don't, if for them to step even further, like you're saying, going down any rabbit holes or whatever, to actually take some of this in and it's like, nah, they'll make up any excuse they can to say that, nah, the world is cool, that everything's cool, man. Nah, man. No, your birth certificate, yeah, but, you know, whatever, you know, it's just like, yo, you know,
yeah.
You lot are lost. Shout out to the Linda's Farm crew, man. There was a bunch of people, sorry, at this gig that I was at in Berwick upon Tweed. Yeah, there were a lot of people talking about maritime law, admiralty law, you know, all the birth certificates. Now I was like, yo, God, it's good to hear this shit out and about, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember going down that rabbit hole, man. I went down that one deep, like the fucking maritime law and common law and all the rest of that. That's it. Yeah, it's mad, but the thing is with this is like it's hard to act on shit like that because you really got to, like, if you were to say you got into some sort of case or whatever and you tried to pursue the like common law, like this is a statute, I don't have to abide by it and like give your affidavit to the Queen and shit like that. If you go that way, they will make your life fucking hard, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And they would make everything really, really difficult. So it's like they've set it up like. Wasn't like the word conspiracy, wasn't that like invented by the US, like some US
CIA? Well, they say the CIA. The word is that the CIA came up with the terms conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist, and that meant that you were. How, like, but the word.
10 years ago or so, yeah, like everyone who watched like Zeitgeist and stuff like that, most of the people watching this would be considered like left wing, yeah.
Mm. And
now the narrative has changed, and like anyone who's a conspiracy theorist or whatever is suddenly right wing.
Yeah.
And like I think that, man, I said it before when we first started talking, but they've done it smooth, man.
Yeah. There's a lot.
They've done a smooth, like real, like long term fucking 50-year plan, like whatever it was, MK Ultra shit. But they've done it smooth, man. Like, and people can say what they want and shit, but like half the stuff that even you were talking about at the beginning of this, when you were being outspoken, and some of the people that have been outspoken about it, like vaccine passports.
Yeah, people.
I'm saying it's coming true now, but if you said this like at the beginning, like, oh, this is what's going to happen, mate. They're going to have us all fucking. You've got to show a vaccine passport to get on a plane. People will be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And because it's slowly trickled in, we'll just do this and then this, and it's like, you know what I mean, fed to us in like little doses. Now it's just no one's even questioning it, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's kind of weird. Look, I just wanted to show you, look, this is the definition of conspiracy, yeah, on Webster's, 1828.
I was just going to say, I think that, like, really, conspiracies have always been sort of right wing. I don't think it's like, I think that even going back to like JFK or the big conspiracies early on, is that they had a fear that there was like some sort of communist overthrow happening, or there was the stuff in Cuba, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Cold War in America. It was all about the fear of communism. So I think conspiracies in general have always sort of been like a right-wing thing, but I think that's part of the mindset of people who tend to think conspiratorially, is that they're afraid. I'm not saying they're not true. I do agree there are some actual things going on in the world that people call conspiracies, but they tend to be things that are about infringing on your liberty. So you never hear about a conspiracy where it's like, oh, this person's trying to make everyone free. That's the conspiracy is that this one person is trying to free everyone. That's a conspiracy. It's always the point of view is always that they're trying to enslave everyone further and turn everyone into a sort of hive mindset. That's the general thing with conspiracies. It seems to me to be that they want you to think as one group of people. So they try and it's funny because the word conspiracy, you go read the word conspiracy, what it means by.
So like number one says a combination of men for an evil purpose, an agreement between two or more persons, to commit some crime in concert, particularly a combination to commit treason or excite sedition or insurrection against the government of a state, a plot, as a conspiracy against the life of a king, a conspiracy against the government.
But the actual word itself, the etymology of it is to breathe together. So con is together, or joined together, like construction, and then spire is respire, to breathe. So it's to breathe in one breath together. So breathe in the same breath. So even the idea behind the word of a conspiracy is that it's a one breath together, like a joining together of people's breaths,
of people's spirit, and breath will be like another word for spirit.
Yeah,
like
respire, or the spire of a church, whatever. All these things.
Yeah. So number 2 is in law. Yeah. So check this: in law, an agreement between 2 or more persons, falsely and maliciously to indict or procure to be indicted an innocent person of felony. So an agreement between 2 or more persons. That's what a conspiracy is, basically.
Well, there's loads of them going on. There's loads of agreements between more than two people.
Yeah. But see what they turn it into, though, when they go, oh, yeah, but they're conspiracy theorists. It's like, oh, they're theorizing about,
more
2
than
or
2
more
people agree on something.
Probably agreed on doing something. Yeah, it's like, wow. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but blah, blah, blah. And that's what it does. It's just, it's almost like they just...
Road, we agree on this. Like, oh, you're conspiring. That's a
conspiring,
conspiracy.
yeah.
Three of us agree on what we're talking about, so this is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we better be careful.
Yeah, it's mad, man. Yeah, and it's weird, like how that can happen, though. Like they could just twist, the words in a way, cast these spells, and then bam, you're just thinking a whole different frequency when it comes to what's being, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not. It's just that, no, that's a conspiracy. No, it's not. It's like, yeah, it is. It's okay if it is, man. Don't need to get.
That's why legalese is such a crazy, like, the language of law blows my mind, because like say even with the whole, do you understand? No, I don't understand. I overstand what you're saying. Like how, like, the little ways that they can slip in and catch you, even with like interactions with police on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that they would necessarily understand that or even listen to what you're fucking saying, but in a court of law, it means something. Like the way a word is said or the way a word is. So it interests me, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Time, like, I just learn it all and just fucking get that mega mind brain.
The only problem is you have to end up in prison to have the time to learn legalese. So.
Yeah.
Then it's too late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, people, you do get arrested, but you get set free quite a lot because they're not really holding you for anything, when it boils down to it. But for show, a lot happens. So people are always like, oh, yeah, that shit don't work. And for a lot of people, it doesn't, because they don't really know what they're doing. There's very few that do. And the ones that do, they actually step out of the system. Because that's really the whole point of it, is for you to not be doing any of this shit, virtually any of the stuff that we do in terms of that has anything to do with commerce, like, exchange of funds in some form or way. That's part of it. So, and people don't really get that in it. Like, because there's nowhere to learn that shit. There's no way, even like, it's not like you get an email or a text like, oh yeah, there's a new statute, there's a new law here, just in case, you know what I mean? You got to go and search for that shit. Yeah. You got to go and search for that shit, let alone what the fuck is it saying? You don't even know what it's saying anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole nother story right there.
What's your guys' thoughts of, like, do you want to stay in cities, or like, do you want to get...
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Because like me and my lady, we've been thinking, man, like, I love Bristol and I love living in a city and like everything else, but raising a kid, man, like, part of me just wants to fucking not go off grid, because it's just a bit extreme for me, that, like, it wouldn't work with my lifestyle, what we do, or anything like that. But part of me wants to get the fuck out of Dodge, man.
Yeah, are you thinking like leaving the country, or like what kind of?
Not even necessarily. I mean, I'd love to, if I could leave the country and still, like, if I knew another language. Otherwise, I'd have to move to, like, I can speak a tiny bit of French. My mum used to speak French to me when I was a kid.
Ah, oui, oui.
Was to move to France. Like that was my plan. It was like patterned out, but it never ended up happening. But like I don't know, man. Even like Wales or somewhere where I can still get back to Bristol quite easily.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Just have a bit more. Just not be in a city.
Yeah.
I don't, it's weird, man. Like I don't know. It's hard to see. Like I said, the end of the fucking tunnel that we're in right now. I can't really picture it. But we've been living quite comfortably in this like world since like the 80s, the 90s. Yeah, there's been like the Gulf War and there's been wars and things like that. But as far as like money and comfort and stuff, like even if you're like poor, it's still not fully fucked. You know what I mean? In the West, anyway, in England, it's been fairly comfortable for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, everything's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really picture where we're going to be in 5 years from now. I can't. 5 years ago, I could picture where we were going to be. You know what I mean?
And you would have been probably way off with what we've got now, though, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, completely wrong, man. I'm not in a million years would I think we'd be in this situation. Even when everyone was like, "Yeah, we're going to go into lockdown," I was working at this this studio company called Pirate Studios, and I wanted to leave because it was good money and like it was all right, you know. But I wanted to leave, and they were like, "Look, don't leave. We'll pay you more money. Like we want you to stay on." Da da da. I was like, "Nah, I've got to do my own thing." Like 2 weeks later, furloughed. Whole company furloughed.
Oh shit! Serious?
I missed out on what, like 8 months or like God knows how long of just money.
Jeez.
Just getting the bag every month.
I did not believe it was going to happen, man. I was like, no, man. We've had it with SARS. We've had it with this. We've had it with that. Like, it's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, it was like, boom, lock the fuck down. Who knows what's happening, you know?
Fucking hell, man. And people don't see, and I bet you a bunch of people don't realize that. They don't know that at all. You know what I mean? That you've gone through all of that. You know, having a little one as well.
Yeah.
And then they got the cheek to complain when you're saying you're not happy about this situation. They got the cheek to it's like, bruv, come on, man.
You get guilt tripped. That's the scary thing now. Is, you know, like how, like in the ghettos, like in the Warsaw ghettos and shit like that, when like they got people to snitch and like say where the Jews were hiding or whatever, and like in every situation when crazy shit's happen. I'm not comparing this to the fucking Holocaust. Don't even, you know what I mean? It's not that. But I'm saying the way that they can like get people to turn on each other, and how they've done it with this is like they've got everyone to kind of turn on each other in a way that's like with guilt. So it's like you said before about, oh, you'll fucking kill Beth or whatever. Like how would you feel if your nan got in, she died? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, people start saying that shit.
Like weird level of guilt where it's like, well, it's hard to argue against that. Like, how would you feel if your nan got it and your nan died? Well, obviously I feel shit about it, but we all die. Like, you know what I mean? We all die. People die of flu every year. I think it's 2014 to 2015. Like, there was something like 30,000 people in the UK that died of flu, and that wasn't with a 28-day clause.
Yeah,
that was 30,000 fucking people, or however many it was, that died straight up of influenza. Like, you know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It's a fucking tricky one, man.
I mean, you're saying it's plain and simple right there, man. You know, but for some reason, people just won't. They don't really want to see it that way, and they'd rather, you know, keep going with what authority says. And yeah, you know, I don't know. It is kind of weird to see, to be honest. It's weird for me to see because I thought it was quite obvious what seems to be going on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad there are people that see it as well anyway, because then you know you're not going crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, yeah. I'm saying.
You know, you guys should talk to Bad Habits as well, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because he seems to, like I was saying it earlier, I was like, yo, he's definitely been outspoken about what's been going on from early, man. Yeah.
And he's deep down the rabbit holes as well, man. Like, he's like, every time he's like watching some video and like fucking, just like, he's on his shit, man. And he's interesting to talk to about it. But it's a hard one, man, because like, I think there is more people that think like us. But they don't necessarily go on a podcast and talk about it.
And they're
a lot more people are going to start being more outspoken about it when they realize, okay, I've been double jabbed, but I can still get COVID and I can still pass it on. And I've still, like, with the vaccine passports, it would make more sense to test people before going into a club, because you could be double jabbed, show your thing, show your vaccine passport, but you could be carrying COVID. You know what I mean?
So,
none of it makes sense.
Right, it's not meant to, man. That's why it's not meant to. You know what I mean? It's made. Look how, like I said, there's this real simple and plain way that everything works, but they just throw in all this mist, green mist, brown mist. Some people get red mist. Do you know what I mean? They just get, and it's the whole load of confusion where we could probably like link up about 10 different artists from the scene, and everyone will have their own idea of what's going on. Everybody, you know, whether it be like our majority think the same way, but they'll just have their own story as to, no, this is what I think's happening. Do you know what I mean? So, like you said earlier, it's the perfect storm, man. They concocted the, because it's messed people up, man. All this online shit, if we're real about it, it's kind of messed people up, because information has been poking you left, right, and center. Every single orifice it can get in and out of, information has been flowing for a while now, like easily a decade and a bit. Do you know what I mean? And it's got to this point where you don't know who to trust.
You
don't know who to trust, boy.
It was wasn't it Putin's advisor? Like when Putin was coming to power, like from the KGB or whatever, he hired Russia's head of theatre. And I can't remember what documentary this was in, but he hired Russia's like head of theatre to become his like political advisor, his campaign runner. And this guy, the way he figured out this new way of politics, which I think the whole world has kind of adopted, at least in the West anyway, is like he funded like anti-gay activist groups or whatever, or had like associates within that group, but then on the other side would fund and support the gay rights movement, and like completely confused people with who was supported, what was going on, what was real, what was fake, like, and fucked everyone's heads up. And it's like almost like the whole, I mean, that's probably been going on forever to a slight extent, like chaos, like keep people confused. But I think now with, like you say, with technology and all this information being poked at you constantly, it's hard to know what's real. It's hard to know like who's, and especially if you get stuck in the echo chamber. In that Coded Bias documentary, they say it's the best thing to do is to follow, like, say you follow certain pages that agree with your stance or whatever, like you follow activist pages that you'd have an affinity with or whatever. You should also follow pages and people that think completely fucking different.
Exactly,
then it
man.
fucks with the algorithm.
Oh, for real.
You the same thing. They have to. They don't know how to. The algorithm can't handle it. So it's like
wow.
Of both. So we should all be following the people that we hate too.
You should only be following the people you hate, because you get fed all the other stuff all the time regardless. So you know you should just follow anything that isn't the narrative. Both. No, because you're getting fed the narrative all the time. You're just getting fed that everywhere you go. Every single film, TV show, newspaper, person that you meet, someone who's read the Metro, doesn't matter. You're getting fed the narrative all the time. So all you should really be following is counter-narrative stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. I agree with that.
Makes sense, man. Yeah, but I guess people don't feel like they got enough time to do that. Ironically, you know what I mean, through these lockdowns and shit, they ain't got enough time to do that. But
still watch EastEnders though, innit? Like,
oh my God.
We done EastEnders last week.
Yeah, last week, man, we went in on EastEnders. Like, who is your favourite character from EastEnders?
My boss brought up about TV.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, never had a TV.
How do you know they watch EastEnders then?
Because I've been to other people's houses and I get into that TV, man.
So who?
In the room and everyone I'll be like, just fucking brain dead.
Yeah.
Especially when I was a kid, I'd go to mates' house and I'd be like, oh, can we play the N64? They're like, man, I'm bored of the fucking computer game. I'm like, please, man.
It's mad, man. Yeah.
Who was your favourite EastEnders character that you saw at someone else's house?
It's got to be Phil, innit?
Phil Mitchell.
It's got to be one of
Yo,
those.
Phil Mitchell was
I mean,
another one,
I know
boy.
a bit of pop culture, and I know, you know what I mean. But Phil is a crackhead, isn't it?
Yeah, he wasn't.
At some
He
point,
ended up being a brownhead or a crackhead or something. Yeah.
Ian Beale.
Yo, see it there. Brr, brr, brr. Yeah, that's who we went in on Ian Beale last week, man. Like, bruv, come on, man. Look at him. Like, my man was the most stressed out. Like, do you know what I mean? From beginning to end. Like, when you saw him at the start, he was young, fresh, with the little ginge and that. As the years went on by, and his years was like, every 10 years was probably like 20 to 25 years. Yo, my man, he got old quick and like he went through bare stress. Like, what did they say? He died nearly 3 times or something, 2 or 3 times he nearly died. Yeah. Anyway, we ran down his whole fucking history last week, man. But Ian Beale.
What did he like, actually almost die, or was it in the story?
I think it's in the stories that in it is in the story. That's why he was just stressed. Like, imagine that became you. That like he became Ian Beale, the dude, whatever his real name is. I can't remember again, but my man became Ian Beale, and he looked fucking stressed. Yo, full time.
Imagine if life was like that all the time, like just drama, like that square, man. How many people have died in that one square? Like, if Portland Square was like, Portland Square is bad as well, is what I'm saying, but come on.
Fucking hell, man. Yo, you know what I mean? Imagine that's your day job, that's your shit. To just go in and be stressed out. You gotta play stressed out. Woo! Yeah, that's funny, man. But yeah, so moving on, there was someone who asked a question about your favorite verse. What's your favorite verse that you've ever done?
What, my verse that I've written, or my favorite verse of someone else?
I'm pretty sure they were asking
your own verse.
Yeah, your own verse. I saw it up earlier. I was like, that's an interesting question.
Like, if you're an artist, man, I mean, I've got certain bars that I like and shit like that, but like every verse, my latest verse is probably my favorite verse.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll write a new verse and that'll be my favorite verse. You know what I mean? Because if I ain't getting better every time I do it, then you know.
Yeah. I know exactly.
It's quite hard to like. It's quite hard to like pinpoint what my favorite verse is. But one of my favorite bars is Fresh Lobster. Fuck that, I'm on the strip eating mackerel out the tin with the mobsters. Little you guys watch us. Fickle neaky types, crotch up on sneaky slayer postures. But in fact, that verse is on a track with a guy called Le Craps from France, from Montpellier.
Ah, from Montpellier.
My fucking homie, man. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. They've always looked after me proper down there. And that's a track with me and him and Two Tongues on it called The French Connection. FR Connection, I think.
Yeah, man. It's so different, isn't it, rocking out in France compared to UK?
Rocking anywhere in Europe compared to the UK, really, man. Like, I love the UK. I love UK shows and stuff, but the vibe of a UK show compared to... But I suppose it'd be like, you know what I mean, if you travel, if you book an artist to come to your country because everyone's feeling that, it's going to be different to, like, me going to Lakota and doing a show there. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a slightly higher intensity and vibe to it.
Yeah, when they don't get it that often, innit? That's when it's like, yo, and you really feel that as well.
Yeah,
man.
One thing I noticed with the European shows is like the more we started playing in, like, say with Greece, for instance. Yeah, I've done quite a few shows in Greece, and when I first went to Greece, everyone there was like, "Oh, the local scene, like, it's not that popping," and like. Each time I went back, the local scene, like the Greek rappers and shit, were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. To the point now, the fucking scene out there is insane, bro. It's like the biggest hip hop scene. Like when I played there last time, these guys, Buzz and Zorro, they dropped the track the day that we were going to play a show together. By like the time of the show, it was on like 150,000 views.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the scenes in these places have just grown from like it being them booking artists from overseas to like, we don't need to book these dudes anymore. We've created our own thing.
Scene,
See, man, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We kind of saw that in Portugal as well. When I was with Brain Tax, I can't remember the name of the crew, but we'd featured on a tune for them, and they were like, at that time, You know, they've kind of old school, but they just kind of just started releasing stuff that was getting noticed, and then we heard years later how they'd proper blown up, and then there was like a bigger scene out in Portugal for hip hop and whatnot. So yeah, it's interesting seeing that sort of stuff happen, man.
Yeah,
like, it really is.
Especially being there through the timelines, you know what I
Power
mean?
of the
Going
music.
back and being a part of the timeline of it, of the growth of the scene is like, it's pretty sick, man.
Mm.
Like, especially with Greece, like shouts to Oliver Whitehouse, you know, Section Red.
Mm. Yeah. Section Red, yeah.
A big part of like of the growth of that scene, in my opinion. I really think he has, because he was out there doing videos for so many of these people, and like it's from what I could see, it's almost like it lit a fire under people's ass. Like, oh, so and so's done a video, and it's on this esteemed channel from the UK, and rare, like all of a sudden it's like 10 other dudes from Athens want to do a video. So he's like out there the whole time. You know
wow,
what I mean?
working boy. Jeez, out in Athens as well, you know.
Yeah, it's nice out there, man.
Jeez, yeah, we got to get back to that, man, for sure. Like that can't disappear,
hopefully
man.
we will, man. You know. Hopefully we will, because I miss it big time, man. It was a big part of my inspiration for writing as well. You know what I mean?
Traveling, right? The traveling part, and it's like, man, the way they just took that away, it was like, what are you talking about? It's like, we'll see anyway, man. I think we'll see what happens.
So long as my family are good, you know, we've got to think about the people close to us in times like this, man, and just try and make sure everyone's good and everyone's happy, and it's like. You know what I mean? I'm blessed with my like fiance or whatever. We're tight to the point. We've been on lockdown for like, we've all been on lockdown. Do you know what I mean? But we've been in the same house with a kid, with like mad stress going on, and we're still just tight as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm very blessed.
That's love, man. Yeah, that's love.
Without that, you know what I mean? I feel for some people that are on lockdown on their ones, man.
Yeah,
up in a block of flats with no, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be hard, man. Like, as far as I can complain about not getting to travel and not getting to do this stuff, but I take a step back and I feel blessed, you know? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why we even started doing this, is because, like, we could see there was quite a few people out there thinking the same way, but then you feel like you're on your own. Like you said, some people are having their quarrels with actually family, you know, close ones and all that, and then starting to feel like they're on their own, or like, right, am I going mad for real, or whatever. But it isn't that way. Like, you know, like we've been saying to people, you're not on your own, because there's a bunch of other people out here, trust, that feel the same way, you know. And it's tricky because it's like, as I'm learning, you kind of got to navigate through the world a bit differently as well. You can't be, you know, what I've learned is I can't really be pissed off with people if they're really scared. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are really scared, and that's why they can't really think straight, or they're not willing to kind of take a deep breath. Do you know what I mean? Like, and try and really get some clarity on what's going on around them. Yeah. That's the sad part, is you feel like you're with zombies. But
yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard finding a balance of being like trying to fucking shake someone awake, and like not being overbearing, like say people are with you and your beliefs, you know what I mean? It's a really fucking weird line of like, how far do you let people be like nonchalant to the whole situation? Like, is the nonchalance of like everyone, is that going to be the downfall? Do you know what I mean? Because there's not enough people that are speaking out. It's hard, man. It's a fucking fine line we're all treading.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you're in like positions like you guys are, or like, you know what I mean, slightly think a different way to narrative. It's a very fine line you're treading, man.
Yeah, it is. But you know, I think to just sit back and watch it happen, I think is not really the way to go about it, regardless. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's obviously gonna upset some people, but you know, when you can see what's happening, and there's a bunch of other people that can as well. If we all stay silent, that's way worse than a few of us. Do you know what I mean? Than a few of us saying something. And I just think people, I do think it is a matter of time. You know, like, there are some people I could tell, like, I've probably got to really sit down with them and go through, you know, bits of, you know, literature and videos and whatnot, and then for them to kind of even open up a little bit about it. But I think, like, you know, what we're all worried about is just how soon that's going to happen. It's like, well, come on, man. Like, what are you lot waiting for, man? Every day is some new next piece of, you know, some next bit of mist to just kind of, oh, yeah, Afghanistan now. You know, like, there's always just some extra bit of this and that. But when it comes down to what the real problem is, you know, that's what we got to be looking at. And the longer you take, the worse it is for us.
It's hard, man. It's hard. But, you know what I mean? Like, the more things like you guys doing this, and the more it's, I think talking about it, if we could all talk more, it'd be better, man. The world would be a better place.
That's exactly it.
Without the emotion, man. You know what I mean? If people could learn, like, to talk without so much emotion, it would be a lot easier.
The emotional attachment. This is the fuck up of the world, man. The emotional attachment. As soon as it's like, oh, that means something to me. Because, yeah, and then it's like, wham, wham, wham. You know, people are just pissed off. They don't even want to admit they're pissed off. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. No.
But why are people emotionally attached to something?
I mean, yeah, that's a really good question. Like, some people don't have a reason, but it's like their belief. It's been their belief since they can remember. And so for them, it's like, oh, and they'll start arguing the point, and it's like, yo, yeah, but okay, that's, you know, if that's something you believe in, but why are you getting angry about it? And that's where the emotion, in my opinion, the emotional attachment kind of, it starts to lean to, you know, the side of like, whoa, okay, this is getting extreme now. This is not just...
Yeah, so I'd argue the reason people get emotionally attached, or the reason people get emotional in conversations or arguments is because they're not allowed to talk about something. So by not allowing people to talk about something in society, because we have a society that blocks people talking all the time. So they then feel like when they do get a chance to talk, they haven't ever... It's like you're saying earlier on about fighting. If you don't ever fight, when you do finally have a fight, you're just going to fuck up, and you're going to be all over the place. Your adrenaline's going to be just making you do stupid things and putting yourself in danger. But the more you've experienced that situation over and over again, the more control you can have over your adrenaline, your emotions, or whatever it is. You know, it's the same thing. Adrenaline is emotion. It's the same thing. You get emotional. You know, some people piss themselves when they get in a fight because they haven't had enough fights. And it's the same with certain topics that people talk about. They get emotional, I think, because they're not allowed to talk about it. So when you do get around to talking about it with them,
they're very passionate.
They're passionate,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Sure.
Yeah, it is like that as well for a lot of people, I reckon.
So we have to look at like what it is in society that actually prevents people talking.
Well, this is what he's saying. Exactly what it's like. You know, the whole point of this is like the more people talk, the more you know, whether other people want to get involved or they listen, but at least they've got a bit more clarity as to how individuals are thinking, as opposed to what is it on a collective level, because that's all they're getting on the sort of mainstream thing. Is like collectively this, collectively that, and it's like how real is that? Do you know what I mean? When you're putting everyone in, or you're having certain faces on the screen telling me this, that, and the third, like, well, yeah, that's someone you handpicked to put there, you know, to say all of that. So.
It's also funny because we live in a time when, like, it's actually the easiest time ever to talk to someone.
Yeah.
You're not actually talking a lot of the time. You're typing. So emotion is lost. Like, the emotion is there, but you don't know. You can't say, I could write a sentence and you could read it 5 different ways, you know what I'm saying? But you can talk to someone from the other side of the world online, but there isn't real conversation. Like, the art of real conversation is kind of gone.
Yeah.
To that extent.
Yeah, definitely. You could sense that as well when you talk to certain people. It's like, oh wow, they're not relaxed. It doesn't feel like they're really in a sort of grounded state where they can hold a proper conversation, you know. And you know, sometimes I'm like, yo, let them talk, man. They just need to get it out, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're saying. There's sometimes people don't get to talk, so that's why they need to let loose, and everybody does, you know, at some point. So maybe that's that balance there. It's like allowing someone to just, you know, get it off their chest type thing.
Yeah. But you're more saying they place a value on that thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They place a value on something, so they've got an emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't care about what people place an emotional value on. If you care about what people place an emotional value on, maybe you've got the emotional problem. Because there's nothing wrong with emotions. Actually what the world is suffering from is a lack of emotions. So we live in a sort of almost like a psychotic society where emotions are pushed away and you're not actually allowed to really experience emotions as they actually exist in your body. So things that rise up in your body whilst you're experiencing something, you're not really allowed to experience. You're meant to like be intellectual about a situation. Like, come on, let's try and examine this using words. It's like, well, sometimes emotion is a language as well. You know, emotion, it's a real thing. People don't like emotional women, but women are emotional. You know what I mean? What I think some people don't like about emotions is that they're not very good with their emotions.
Yeah.
So they don't like other people being emotional because they don't know how to handle other people being emotional.
Yeah.
It's the world we live in, though.
Yeah. And I think the other side is like there are people, like sometimes it's like for me, it's when it's an emotional attachment to, it's like, okay, in the big scheme of things, that doesn't really, like you shouldn't be that angry about that. Because sometimes it's at an appropriate, inappropriate time, or it's just like, oh, whoa. And that's what the part, I think that's where there needs to be a balance in terms of when it's time to strike, when it's time for, things to get heated about a certain topic or whatever. That's when it's like, oh, right. So it's even gone out of, even just us sorting out whatever we got to sort out has gone out the window now. This thing is more of a thing, at this precise time. It's like, oh, right. And so, yeah, it can be tricky, man. But, yeah, the thing is people need to talk. That's the bottom line, man. Shout out to Connie GMK in the building. Yeah, shout out to IBMCs. Of course, Barry O, Mr. Green, Yamar, Ken F. People getting involved, boy. Kenny Rebel. Yeah, man. There's a few other heads in there as well.
I'm going to have to wrap up soon because I'm starting to, sink down into my seat and that.
Yeah, man, all good, bruv, man. Bruv, it's been a good chat, man.
Yeah, it has, man. Thank you for fucking having me on, man.
Thanks for coming through, bruv. We got to do it again, man. Anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we should
talk about music
come back
stuff.
in 4 or 5 months or something, yeah, and see where the state of everything is at then.
Should we do a quick prediction of what you think? What do you think, Rez? What do you reckon the world's going to be like in? Let's not say 5 years. Let's say 5 months. What do you think?
In 5 months, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to have vaccine passports in full swing. They're going to be pushing hard for people that ain't vaccinated. There's going to be some serious guilt going on for people who haven't been jabbed. I know that for sure. And I think we might even be in lockdown. Because they're talking about that in fucking October, aren't they?
What's October from now?
Next month. Yeah, about 3 weeks.
So what about you reckon?
Another lockdown for Christmas? Fuck knows, man. That's what I mean. The whole, I am finding it hard to know. I know where I'm going to be in 5 months, but where the fucking world's going to be is Jesus.
What do you reckon, Mice? What do you reckon? 5 months.
So 5 months. We're talking around mid-winter, innit?
What is it now? 9th
September.
So
September.
It's February. Yeah, beginning of February.
Yeah. So right, see it there. So boy, I reckon it's probably gonna be lockdown, new variant. One more space journey. Yeah.
Yeah, innit?
And possibly what else? I'm trying to think of something outlandish. It's probably going to come in. Okay. Yeah, someone... Nah, I don't know about that, actually.
I'm intrigued, man.
I feel like someone up there, someone big is going to stand down. There's going to be some kind of stand down of something quite major. That's going to make people go... Well, I don't know exactly what it is. So we'll leave it there. Dot.
Gonna give.
So D?
What do I think? At the moment, just that it's going to be really cold in 5 months' time. Probably colder than it was last year. And I reckon they're gonna bring in something like giant crickets for Christmas dinner. So, but by New Year, people will be eating bugs instead of eating meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. But I think the New Year is going to, by February, everyone will be into it. It'll be doing
you reckon
bug burgers in Burger King. And,
Bug burgers, yeah.
I think it's going to cut. I think soon. I think it's going to happen soon. You lot better get your taste buds ripped out.
Bug burgers.
Get ready for the bug burgers.
Some protein. Get some of that protein, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I got my bug burger, you know what I'm saying? Got my bud shake. It's all there, man. Bug cake. They'll make everything out of that bug, trust.
I'll get BXC, innit?
Yeah. They'll make everything out of that shit. Your fries, milkshake, everything. Yeah, the whole shit is a different
mozzarella
flavor.
sticks, you fucking
cheese.
breakfast,
Later. Imagine they made cheese out of the bugs.
Bug mushrooms,
Beans,
bug hash brown,
Fuck, you know, boy.
bug bacon.
Bug wind, boy. You'll have just mad bug wind.
So have you got
smell like flies. Smell like blue balls. What are they called? Yeah, blue balls.
Have you got anything to plug?
It's fight, man.
I mean, the Green Brick, like everyone out there, go check out greenbrickrecords.com. Check out Joe Byrne. Check out Mac Lloyd. Check out Crossbow T. Check out DJ Rogue, Bad Habits, Ill Informed, everyone on the roster, man. Springer,
Wicked.
And yeah, like this compilation vinyl, I think that we're gonna. I mean, I don't want to say a date, but it's looking like a month, 2 months maybe, and that's coming out. It's all here. And I'm like currently working on some music as well. I'm working on an album with Ill Informed again. We're doing another joint album. I'm working on some more bits with Mac Lloyd and stuff. If anyone missed out on my last project as well, my last EP was called Hindsight Hotel, and that's with Mac Lloyd. He produced it and he sings on it and stuff. And like, it's just a different flavor to anything I've made before. So if you guys, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out.
Heavy, man.
Other than that, watch me coming to knock some motherfuckers out real soon.
Yeah, boy, bro. Good luck with the fight as well, man.
Yeah.
Serious. All right, one more question before you go. What like we talk about our old school embarrassing nicknames and that. What was your old school embarrassing nickname?
Well, my real name's Seri, yeah, but spelt with a C. So it's like the French accent, because my mum's like lived in France. She ran away to France when she was like 15 and shit. Wild, but she used to speak to me in French, but she put the accent on the bottom of the C, the Cédille. And so when I was born, there's no Cédille in the fucking English dictionary.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they just put it down as Kerry.
Like with a C,
my
yeah.
My whole life, man, I've had every fucking name under the sun. You go to the doctors, they're like Karai, Karan, and like a million different ones, man. But the most embarrassing, fuck, I don't know, man.
Like,
probably one of them was when I first went to secondary school, yeah, I got into the classroom and he goes, "What's your name?" And I go, "Seri Sharon." He goes, "Don't mess with me, boy," and sent me out.
That's hilarious.
This man, I'm being sent out and telling him my name. Like 2 minutes later, the teacher comes out like white as a sheet. Like obviously all the other kids are like, nah, it's real name. Like,
that's
like, I'm
hilarious.
so sorry. Da, da, da. But that gave me the green light for a while. So, yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious, boy. Wicked, man. Yes, bruv. So yeah, man, good luck with the fight, man. Like, keep us updated on how that goes. With the training, of course. That's the real fight right there, man, the training. And once you get there, innit?
It's a lot of work, man. I'm putting in a lot of work at the moment, man. Whenever I've got time, it's going there.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the videos, man. It's looking good, bruv. It's looking good, man. Good to chat to you as well, bruv.
Yeah,
definitely
likewise,
glad we did this, man.
As always, like, nice to meet you as well, Dan.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for
Big
coming
love to
on.
you both, and respect for what you guys are doing as well, man. Because
it's
good
bro.
that people are talking, man, and you're getting people on to talk about it and stuff. Like it's just fucking it's needed.
Yeah,
so
man. It's like it's so separated. Like imagine that they separated us that much that even the few times I might see you, mate, 2, 3, maybe 3 times a year, but even that's like, wow, that's not happening now. Like, what the fuck, man? But yeah, actually, I'm gonna be down there. I don't know if you're about, but I'm down on the 30th, on September the 30th at that.
Yeah, that's
Lost
like
Horizon,
a couple
man.
days after my 31st. Yeah, I will be around, man.
Wicked. Yeah, let's link up, man.
Let's definitely link up. Pass through, man. Come to the house.
Yeah.
Bring a
Good
mask.
idea, man. Bring a mask, you fucking.
Anyway.
Fuck innit? I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll bring gloves and I've got, whatever the fuck else you meant to bring. Was it? Sanitizer, bro. Like, really, do you, so you rub your hands with the sanitizer and then go and eat some fish and chips, like, bareback. Like, do people do that shit? It's worrying, man.
Restaurants, you take it to wear a mask to your table, then you sit down and take it off.
And you gargle some fucking sanitizer. Would you gargle sanitizer? Basically, that's what I'm asking people. That's the next Mice Investigates. Would you gargle sanitizer? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's people that are, man, on park benches around the corner right now. Someone's drinking
Real
that
talk,
shit. They're putting their money for the body.
Yeah. That's hilarious, man. I feel like that happened in there was like, is it Chopper, the movie, or I might have read it or something in a book, but where that's what they were drinking. They were drinking like, because it had the alcohol in it, they were drinking, cleaner, like surface cleaner and shit like that.
That shit, mouthwash as well. Isopropyl is fucking pure alcohol, man. Like, that's a surface cleaner, isn't it?
Yeah, block up on that shit. Imagine a hangover off that, boy. Fuck it, hell. Woof. Wounded. Rez is like, yeah, I ain't even gonna talk about it, bro. Wicked, bruv, man. All right, let's catch up soon, man. Good to speak to you, King.
Big love to you both.
Love to you too, man, and the family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks then, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, man. Bless for that. I'll speak to you in a bit, brother.
Let's do this again in 5 months.
Yeah, boy. Let's see where the predictions take us.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, someone said aliens. I think Yamor was talking about it's got to be aliens. I was like, wow, boy, it could be that, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Operation Bluebeam shit. All right. Big
yes,
love,
man. All right.
You.
Bless, brother.
Have a good night, yeah. Take care.
Yeah, man. And you,
King.
Too, take care, man.
Peace.
Yes, man. Yes, ladies and gents. That was Res 1 right there, man. Good chat with my brother, boy. Jeez. Split Profits in the building. And he went in as well. He definitely dropped some shit we might never have known nothing about. And looking at the time, I think we might round it up and maybe do the Mice Investigates next week. What are you saying about that? Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Shout out to the crew that got involved, man. Shout out to Nicole Kisser, Peter Lewis Kisser. You know what I mean? The Kisser couple. We've got to make sure we send some love to them for sure. All the crew that were locked in, man. You know we love you. Shout out to Kid Turnip. Rez, see, that's the shit I like there, man. You know, he saw something he wanted to do and he went and done it. There's no long talk. It's just get into it. Just do it, man. Like all the chat. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but bruv. And then 9 months later, look, he's in love with that shit, man. And that's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Especially getting into a sport like that. Because it just has you thinking, man, so much. Right? There's so many different levels to, like he was talking about. Different levels to what you can sharpen and accomplish. And then when you start to see these things are linked up as well, once you get to a certain level, it's like, wow. Yeah, definitely something I want to see him progress at, man. So, yeah, it's good to see. But, yeah, where we at now? All right, yeah.
Kenny Rebel, lad at school, drank Old Spice.
Old Spice? Oof. Later. People drank that shit. Tipex thinner. Do you remember people used to do Tipex thinner?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there, man.
that was hairspray. Girls used to love hairspray.
People getting what hairspray?
Where they do it, spray it on their thing, and then.
Oh shit! Wow.
I never understood all that stuff. Hairspray, even the balloons thing. I've tried the balloons thing, but even that just makes me feel. It feels cheap. Feels like the sort of thing you would have done when you was a kid. You know, when you do it, you feel like this is like something kids do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? The balloon gas thing or whatever it is.
Balloon is kind of weird, man.
Yeah, the whole feeling of it's just a bit like, I feel like I've just been spinning round in a playground.
Yeah,
for like 10
yeah,
seconds.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I was like, is that it?
Buzz.
That's the whole. I
Kid
was like, man, I don't want to feel like that, man.
No.
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool with everything just being like upright and not. Yeah, there ain't no spinning going on and all that.
Being on the floor.
For 20 seconds, like 10, 15 seconds, it's like, bruv, is that... I was quite shocked at, like, okay, so this is what all the hype is about.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. Quite weird. But yeah, each to their own. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
It's kind of weird when you see, like, the floor, like, there'll always be, like, a corner of the street and the whole floor is just covered in them little pellets.
Yeah, where people
like,
just
wow.
empty them out their car. Yeah, it looks like it's been some sort of crime overnight. It looks like there's the remaining shells of like some sort of attack, like gas attack.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Jesus, I know some of these lot are probably on them.
What, the balloons now?
Yeah,
I think these lot are on the balloons right now.
Looned up right now, boy. Hey, bruv, loons? Got any loons?
Put a picture of a balloon in the chat if you're on the balloons right now.
Yeah, someone's
see some of you are on
shit.
fire right now. If you're putting fire pictures up.
Someone got an emotional attachment to balloons when we're talking about it like that. They're about to fire off now. Yo, hilarious, man. Yeah, man. All right, mother lovers. We're going to love you and leave you.
Mr. Green wants a rhyme. He wants a verse from you.
Oh, Mr. Green. Right, is that you going on? Put me on the spot, yeah?
Oh, it's up to you.
He's saying he wants a rhyme. What should I give him then? Trying to think of something. Hey. All right, rush through your door like fuck you and yours. Your respect's here, stuck to my balls. No love for you fraud. Send a middle finger up to them all. I should drive a FU sign truck through your wall. Would you tell a live vision on some hellified mission? 1 foot out, my house is like a step inside prison. In this hell that I live in. They couldn't give a hell if I'm living, trying to finish all the bread in my kitchen. No wonder why some other guy will pay the white pitching on the corner so his daughter lives a better life with him. Through every bit of life, he'll forever try winning just to get a little slice of the devil's pie in him, and it's getting quite sickening. The more we see tomorrow is the more we need to borrow, so we always seem to follow